I remembered to hit the record button this time.
Are you, additionally, I don't see on the overlay the dice.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I completely forgot about that. So I did not write a script for this intro this time, and I'm realizing right now that I probably should have. It's fine. What?
Let's just wing it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Improv skills. Let's go. Let's see if I've got how good I've got it.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
But yeah. Oh wait, we should probably go ahead and do all our announcements of like, hey guys, we're live. Post on all the social media platforms.
Word. We're doing it live. Fix it in post.
I can edit this out, it's fine.
Right?
Is this just going to be our quote for this show? Fuck it, we're doing it live. We'll fix it in post.
That's what, you know what, that's how I should just
Yeah.
name all of these streams, and then I'll figure out what to name them later. Where, for now on, all of the streams are just called, F it, I'm doing it live, I'll fix it in post. I like that, we're gonna do that from starting next week.
Nice. Nice.
I'm digging it. Yeah, I'm just sharing the link to the social.
We should get shirts made. Totally.
You're already thinking of merch, huh?
Didn't Raz tell you how I bitched at him just a little bit? How he's pulled me into a rabbit hole of I want to enjoy this and start doing the things, and I'm thinking, oh no, there's so many steps and I want to do them.
But you're already jumping to merch.
I can go with you, Jay. I can design what you
The
think.
money in the merchandising.
You're saying
mean-
merchandise versus I'm saying swag for the homies, where we'd all have shirts that say it because F it, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, but I don't go out. It's not really an advertisement.
It should also be noted that we're probably gonna have, like, if people see those shirts, they're gonna think that we work in film, like in the film industry, because that is actually.
Are
like
you
a
not
running-
entertaining
mean-
right now, Sketchy?
I mean,
I was
we're
gonna say,
not
we
far off
technically
from
are.
that. We're in the entertainment
I'm not
industry.
entertaining.
According to the
Yeah,
IRS,
that's fair. That's fair.
it's video production. So it's the same.
Valid.
Of course, that's a
Very
broad
valid.
category. There's a lot of streaming sites that applies to, really.
Speaking of streaming
No
sites,
comment.
let's talk about.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, in the Lotus Lounge.
Hold on, I'm still posting things.
I should probably do that.
Yeah, I gotta put the link on Instagram real quick.
I've also
The
realized something kind of
gram.
reading that I think's kind of funny. If you wanted to fuck with a vampire, it sounds like if you just threw some spice in the blood, they'd end up puking it back up still because they can't digest it. Like, there seems to be this big deal about no food around. Because I was thinking, like, I'm gonna make myself some hot cocoa, but use blood. Nope, can't even put little marshmallows in it. No hot cocoa for me anymore.
What if they were blood marshmallows?
I mean, if you have to eat food merit.
Can we?
Eat food
So-
still requires you to vomit after a little while.
If it puffed blood.
All vampires are bulimic.
We will find a
Also-
way to make everything with blood, like how vegetarians have to make everything meat, but not meat.
I really don't understand that one.
I don't get
If you're
it.
trying to make a hot dog that's vegetarian, just eat a hot dog.
It's just we have vegetarian hot dogs. They're called carrots and celery and cucumbers.
Right. Right, that's the point. Just go eat a carrot. Hi, Otter.
Otter? Where?
In the chat. There's an otter in the chat. I
Why
don't know
I
why the
Otter!
shared chat didn't work.
Oh yeah, because I'm
I
not
started it.
Right.
There we
I
go.
keep
I
forgetting.
started it
I'm-
and stopped it and started it again.
I forgot. I'm only
Weird.
on the Discord, so I don't see all the fancy Twitch
When
stuff.
all else fails, restart it.
Jay, thank you for the pizza. It's really delicious.
Glad you guys liked it. This might be a very bad idea.
Okay.
Did you
I have
post
now-
on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I posted Blue Sky. I should probably start tagging people on Blue Sky.
I should probably make a Blue Sky account.
Yes, you should.
You really
It's quite
should.
nice on Blue Sky.
Guys, blue.
Yes.
They are.
So are the butterflies.
There ain't a cloud
About to get
inside.
adventurous, son.
It's not raining.
I want to know. I want to know what it's gonna taste like.
And you judged me for the pineapple on pizza.
Let me make sure I
That
muted
cancels
Scuff
each
here.
other out.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Well, Raz has just discovered that if you dip a ranch Dorito in queso, that the flavors cancel each other out, apparently.
Really?
You just get Rito.
You just get chip?
yeah, you really just get chip. I mean, there's still the tinge of the peppers that are in the queso. Like, I still tasted the heat, but like, I didn't taste the queso or the Cool Ranch.
Oh yeah.
I've opened the Twitch
Interesting.
stream on my computer. It is so weird seeing our avatars twitch and bounce and tweak.
Just wait till I forget and start shaking my leg.
I just feel kind of like also the weirdo considering humanoid. Clearly a furry.
For a second, it
Bro
took me a minute to
said,
realize
I'm
what
not
you
a
meant.
furry. However,
Is joke is a D&D character who is a half dragon otterkin, but okay,
Gonna
what
hydrate.
you just remember to stay wet.
Let's hydrate.
Hydrate redeem. They just dumped water on her.
You miss? Yeah,
Oh,
you
hey,
missed the
Allie,
part
how you
about the Scuff telling me to drink up, bitch.
I remember that, but the thing I need to also kind of bring in is the best way I can put this is I am year one. I am nubile when it comes to Twitch and all of these things. So any of the anything triggering, I'm just gonna look at a confusement, befuddlement, and wonder.
I'm
Wait till
remembering to
people
put
eat me.
lurk bait on for
Hit me with a
people here.
truck. Or,
Oh my gosh, hitting you with a truck in your little bitty box
give me
would
coffee.
be so funny. Or the coffee, either. It'd be funny.
Here. Here's the coffee. Hold on. I'll give myself coffee.
There she goes!
and she was never seen again.
No, I poof back.
She really became the chemical compound for a comet.
Ah, thank you for the coffee again. My life did flash before my eyes the other day when I, used the red dress model in here. That one, I got worried when I floated back a little. I was like, oh my. That might be a problem. So I don't use that one for screaming now.
This is because of the cleavage.
Oh no! Thank you for the truck on a car. How are you doing? My chat's nice. They give
Okay,
me a
at the
call if you hit
very
me with
least-
trucks, no big deal.
At the very least, I think I fixed Nightbot so that way Scuff shouldn't get timed out.
Oh, one easy way? Just make Scuff VIP if you wanted.
Oh yeah, I
I
guess
think
I could do that.
I think VIP gets accepted from the link thing.
I also just turned off there's a shared chat moderation. I just turned that off, and then I turned off excessive symbols.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
Since for whatever reason that one time you got flagged for it, even though you didn't really do that many symbols.
Oh, I used 3 dots.
Yeah, that's like
I
perfectly
used an
normal.
ellipsis.
3 dots
It
is
got
a perfectly
offended by my
normal amount of
ellipses.
dots. Yeah.
Right.
It's so weird.
I ever
Wait,
mentioned the
oh.
time someone actually got offended when I had ellipses in a question I was asking?
Oh. It's not gonna work. It doesn't work in shared chat. Shoot.
What, the fish
And
thing?
now I can't send it because it was identical to the one I sent 30 seconds ago.
It should
Yes, but
work.
it still worked.
It should work in shared chat.
I guess it did. It just took a while.
Yeah, you gotta give the fish
Yeah.
time to bite.
Sketchy, did you
I got
just
a jump
compare me to
timer.
Frosty?
Yeah, it's not an immediate one. It like
No.
reels it in and then pulls it
I
out.
didn't say anything about
So
you.
it takes a little bit, and then you have like a minute cooldown for the command.
Gotcha.
But
My
that's
mind
why
had a
I
mental
put it
blank
in
when you
as a
said I'm-
point redeem, because then you can bypass that and just spend like 100 points or something. I'm debating on making it cheaper, make it just 1 point.
Fish. Did you say something about a Frosty? Because the Thin Mint Frosty...
I thought
is
Sketchy was
amazing.
referring to the Raksha Tiger Frosty from the Avenor D&D games because he said, I'm not a furry, but...
Oh.
No, that's just a general phrase I like throwing out as a joke.
Concerning, but also entertaining. Thank you.
Alright,
Here.
I'm all set up. I've
I'll
posted
bridge
things
the gap
everywhere. Has
for
everyone
you.
else posted their things all wherever they wanted to post it?
I posted to the socials and Discord, though I guess Discord counts as a social, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah. It's a bit more of a niche social because you have to like directly insert yourself into specific communities, but like whereas with any other social media, it doesn't matter what community you're in, they can all find you by accident sometimes. Oh, Ankar, thank you for the follow. Alright. So, since everybody is all ready and good to go, I'll go ahead and start with my improv go-to. I'll have to try to make a note somewhere that edit to about like 14-ish minutes. Cut out about 14 minutes of just jibber-jabbing. Or, you know, maybe I'll keep it and everyone can just hear the mindless stuff that we go on about. I don't know yet.
Just look for cat mode.
Yeah, Cat Pira. But, we open our chronicle tonight at the Lotus Lounge. We have finally named Calvin's Bar. We remembered to do it this time. I asked.
Told you we fix it in post.
Yeah, fix it in post. It's just the whole episode later. It's fine. It's fine. It's mostly my fault anyway. But, so, you know, we open in on the Lotus Lounge where Calvin, Fivana, and Cirrus are already there. Was there anything that you guys wanted to do once you arrived before I fast forward to when Abby and Ray would then join the group? It was a controller.
I think I had a note, a partial note, that I wanted to talk to Victor if they were around. But, I don't actually have a note, so I don't remember.
Victor?
But I don't know, are they even around?
Would probably be nearby because he is part of like a couple vampires or a couple of kindred that are making sure humans don't cross through here right now. Because even though it's all cleaned up, it's still uncertain of how safe the area is, and they don't want any more incidents. So he's not physically in the bar, but you would have walked past him. If you guys walked past him, you probably would have given a nod to Calvin.
Calvin likely would have just returned the gesture before entering the building.
But he wouldn't go out of his way to introduce himself to you guys because he's busy with other stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I guess my first question is, like, what does the inside of the building look like, in the aftermath, unless there's, like, something that anyone wants to do before entering the building?
Well, whenever you do enter the building, it's amazing how fast they worked. You were gone maybe 2-3 hours at most, between getting to where the prince is, having that conversation, and getting back, because it's like a decent distance. And the wait time, well, you didn't have to wait. You just kind of walked in and were like, something happened. But, understandably so. But it still probably would have taken at least 2 hours. And there's no blood. The only evidence that anything had happened is that table that had been broken is no longer there. But there's no blood, no bodies, human or otherwise.
Alright, if that is the case, then I guess I will go ahead and start giving people the rundown of what had happened. Basically just letting them know that, we had a shovelhead just kind of barge in, slaughter a handful of people before being, let's just say, neutralized, since, as far as I'm aware, he wasn't, like, dead. And he's, like, even, like, pointing out the spots where the people had died in the building.
So this is where it all happened then, huh?
Much to their misfortune. Yeah.
And like you said, no provocation, no anything. Just kind of came in and started ripping things up.
No provocation, no warning, not a single word came from this guy.
Yeah, the first victim, by the way, in case, I don't know if you remember or not, but first victim was one of your employees. Not one of the ones with the name that you gave me. Just FYI, but...
Oh, God, that makes me feel so much worse.
Yeah, because I had opened it with, a waitress had gone back to take out some trash, and when she opened the door, she was attacked, and that's how he got in.
Oh, yeah.
So, how many bodies was it before you ran out the door here to let folks know? How many got injured here?
It was a slow night. So there's probably 4. The particular vampire was quite fast.
Okay.
With
Interesting.
the shovel head. Five, including the waitress.
And switch back over to the dice.
Oh, shoot.
Seems like a shame. Had they been here long, Calvin?
Customers were relatively regular, but the waitress hadn't started too long ago. This was... she was a new hire.
Gotcha. Anything suspect with any of them? Do you think that they may have been complicit and let them in here? It sounded like they were standing in the way when they came in.
No, none of my people would have done that.
So,
Matter
Fovana, you have been around long enough. I'll go ahead and make you roll an intelligence occult. Because it has been dropped that the attack was done by a shovelhead. Do it at a difficulty 5. You and Sears have been around for about 3 years, so it's a good chance you would have learned about this kind of thing.
Didn't we already have a recollection prior when we were with Raphael about the Sabbat commonly making shovel heads?
Yeah, but this is just so you kind of get the idea of how do shovel heads work.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Having a brain fart.
So I can pin it again. I can pin it again, but I do have the command at the very, very top. Or not pin it again, I can pin it.
Oh, number of dice. So the number of dice is going to be, which was it you said? Intelligence and...
Intelligence plus your occult. So however many adults in intelligent and occult added together is how many dice you're going to roll. And then the second number is the difficulty, and I said 5.
Yeah, let me see here. Okay. Just brain fart. Right, so I'll... Alright. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, that's enough successes for the both of you. You both would know shovelheads. When they're turned, it's purely the beast. When they're turned, they're just poor schmucks that have been picked up off the street, drained of all their blood, and given only enough to be turned into a vampire, but not enough to keep them, to not be themselves when they wake up. All they know is hunger. So what you don't know is if this guy was turned at the nearby or if he was dropped there. There's a number of things, but you just know that it wouldn't have been of his own volition. He just would have been turned, woke up, was hungry, and couldn't control himself.
Gotcha. Well, do we want to wait around for the others, or do we want to look around a little more? We could look out back, possibly. What do y'all think?
Me
Biggest-
personally, oops, sorry.
Oh, no, Kyle, this is your establishment. You
It's your joint.
I'm a bit conflicted, to be honest, because on one hand, it seems like since Abby's aware of Victor, if not acquainted with him, she's at least in good with the prince, so she'd be very beneficial to be filled in on this stuff. And having more eyes on it would be might make things a bit easier. At least if we're going to be starting from point A as to where all this shit.
Sounds good to me. What do you think?
About 77. Thank you for the follow.
know, given the biggest fact of you and I are new here, and we kind of offered to help Abby try to solve Cal's problem, which we don't even know why they assaulted his place. I think it makes the most sense to wait for her and the newbie.
Sounds good to me. How about we just sit down and you tell us some stuff about the place? Just in general. The area, everything else, since we are new to the area. I guess you could get us accustomed to things.
I will let you guys determine what all it is you want to talk about, but since you guys are wanting to wait for Abby and Ray, we'll go ahead and fast forward a little bit and say that they have arrived. Now, how they enter the building,
good
I'll
to
leave
me.
up to them, because I know at least one of them doesn't want to be seen.
So yeah, Abby with Ray be all back alleys and really hard to follow paths. Not because Abby's worried about being stalked. Abby's worried about being seen. And likely Abby and Ray would make it to where the back entrance is.
They are quiet as a mouse, as they just appear out of nowhere, seemingly.
Oh, Abby is extremely stealthy.
Are you guys trying to keep yourselves hidden from the group as well? Or
Not
once you
really,
arrive,
no.
do you knock on like the back door to be let in or something?
There'd probably be a knock on the back door, but then Abby takes a few steps back and lets Ray stand there front and center.
For a second, I thought you were going to say take a few steps back and then kicking a door open.
That would be a great move, not gonna lie. She will kick it down if she had the
This
choice.
is
But
an
you're respectful.
associate's establishment. Abby will not damage an associate's establishment. Now, if you're trying to get into somebody else's building, that's a different story. That door's not going to be there.
Ever the wise ass will just yell towards the door, the lock's still broken!
You guys are handling the situation pretty well, despite what I just told you. You see this stuff often?
You only die twice. Trust me.
Yeah.
So, did anybody
You'd,
let them in?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let them in. Give
Ray's just
Abby the
muttering for
rundown.
door.
They're just over here having their conversation. Man, you guys are taking this well as they're in the back waiting to be let in. Like,
I'm a boy
hello!
fast as fuck, so I can just zip to the door, open it, and zip back.
Not yet, but we'll get you there.
Eventually.
One day.
So yeah,
Flirty's
you come back
amazing.
and open the door. I assume they will probably go in. Abby, kind of like lingering out the back, just like all
Hello.
bundled up and hiding and like not quite wanting to walk in the building.
Ray
Are you
allows
waiting for an
Abby to hide
invitation?
in her shower. Like in her shadow, she allows Abby to hide in it.
How peoply is it in there?
Not peoply.
Just us.
Everybody's gone.
What I
No pulse.
seem to have lost the overlay.
Oh, you've also disappeared. Pierre's vanished.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We've lost an
Vanished into the
AI.
night. She truly has become a vampire. She disappeared into the night.
Poof.
Got that obfuscate.
Well, Scuff did just say she was gonna scramble everyone's routers. I didn't know she meant mine. There we go.
I think yours just became a casualty for a moment.
Yours just became
Yeah.
for a few split seconds, but
Hold on,
Ray
let me-
will take the scene in to be like, okay, what was I kind of relating to? Since she is also a shovelhead in her own regard, she does not know how much carnage she has, so Cal's bar is the only example of what she could have potentially done.
But even
And it's
then,
all
when
been
she
cleaned
walks
up.
in, it looks like a perfectly normal bar. You don't see the damages anywhere.
When Abby slinks in, Abby will cling to the walls, just like, I am safe against the wall.
Those are my friends. I'm staying near them.
Pretty much. Walls don't scare her, people do.
And
Ray
then she
is
can punt to
kind
people.
but she does sit down on the floor because she does feel more comfortable being closer to the floor than being upright in a chair. And she just goes, So, what happened? What happened? I know I'm a shovelhead, and I know my carnage might have been different than what happened at your bar, but can you tell me what it was like?
It was sudden, to put it bluntly. Quiet, normal night. Guy comes in without warning after having killed one of my employees, and then proceeded to tear into 4 of my customers. The only customers here. Everyone else, they either made sure to get out of the building immediately or they hid.
Ray's just looking at her feet, being like, she's taking this all in. It seems like she's just zoned out, but she's actually listening. She's just trying to piece together what she might have been able to do. Because obviously, she doesn't know what the hell happened. She's trying to piece together what's going on.
Abby speaks up towards Calvin. You said they came in from the back, right?
Yep. New hire went out to take out the garbage, and that's when shit hit the fan pretty much immediately.
If you do not mind, I'll go see if there is anything left behind.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, and Abby
There we go.
will head out back and try and look around the area for anything.
I will, I'll tag along and see.
It's awareness that's the supernatural?
You could also say investigation because I'm looking for clues.
That's true. I'm just trying to remember the difference between alertness and awareness.
Oh, awareness is your supernatural awareness, and alertness is your preternatural alertness.
Okay. But yeah, no, you can go ahead and do a wits investigation roll.
Okie dokie. I'm pretty sure there is rules for assistance. Let me check the book real quick.
Is that? Yeah, not Abby. Is Ray just? Is she still
Hold on.
just chilling out on the floor while this is going on?
Yeah, she's just chilled out on the floor. She's just zoned out because now her brain's piecing together that she probably did the same thing, and now her mind is just slinked back. Like, you could probably see that she still has whatever life she has in her eyes, but she's just there, zoned out like a war. Like she was just in a war.
What is going
She
on?
did wake up in covered completely in blood. Like, she was brought to the prince drenched in blood from her mouth and her hands and her clothing that Abby has so adamantly suggested that you should burn and throw away.
I'm gonna wait until we circle back around to what's going on there before I chime in.
Hold on a
I
second.
mean, while we're trying to find the rules for the help thing and Pierre's trying to figure out what's going on with her stuff, you guys can keep going.
So
Yeah, do I need to make a roll if I tagged along outside?
We're trying to
I'm looking.
remember what the...
I found it.
Oh, what page was it on?
Okay, so basically,
Tell me what page it's on first.
give me a second. 253.
Okay, you can go ahead now. I just wanted to know so I could read along.
So, essentially how this works is if 2 or more characters are performing a similar task, like if we're all investigating an area or just me and Pyrrha investigating the area, both of us would roll wits and investigation, and these successes would get added together.
Okay, so you guys both make the wits investigation roll, and then both of your successes are just totaled?
Correct.
Okay, got it. So both of you make a wits investigation roll.
What difficulty?
Okay, hold on.
Basics.
That's weird, it's not popping up for me.
/MM.
Now it is. Okay. I'm sitting here doing it multiple times. And I'm like, heck,
I had that issue once when I was playing in one of Runix games, where I would do the /MM and the syntax wasn't popping up.
mm-hmm.
I had to keep rolling on my phone, and it was really annoying because it was working on my
I
phone.
would just punch in 5, because that's my dice pool, and then that's all I have to do.
5.
Things
Yeah,
are
because
gonna
you
get
don't
weird
need to
here in
do
a second.
6,
Hold on.
and then if you have any specialties, type in your specialty.
Okay. So no difficulty changing, so just 5 dice then.
Yeah.
Yay, dice.
All right. Okay, so Pyrrha, you rolled and got 1 success.
Yes.
So that's a total of 4 successes between the two of you. You go around and the place looks like it's been picked pretty clean. The cleaners that had come by to take care of the mess seem to have done a pretty thorough job. I don't know which one of you would be more likely to try and check a dumpster, but one of you checks a dumpster.
Absolutely would have been Abby.
Okay, so Abby checks the dumpster, and you find a piece of paper that wouldn't initially stand out to you if the writing on it didn't look so weird.
Weird? How so?
Like it was written with blood.
Ooh, what you got there?
So carefully, basically just having 2 fingers out of the cloak, trying to minimize how much Abby is exposed, hands over this written in blood piece of paper.
As you observe the paper closer, it's not like in a weird language, but it might have been a little bit hard to read because, you know, blood it bleeds. So while it was in a distance, it would be harder to read. But as you're like holding it closer and trying to examine it, the main thing you could make out is like a heart at the bottom. And I'm trying to remember what I wanted the note to say. Because again, I didn't write this stuff down like I should have. but essentially it says something like a gift to you, and then a heart.
I mean, that seems odd.
I mean, I've seen
I just
weirder.
kind of look at it and raise an eyebrow and just kind of
It's pretty
at the front
pristinely
and the
placed
back.
there too. Like, it's not crumpled. Maybe crumpled how Abby grabbed it, depending on how she held it. But like when she found it, it looked like it was laid there. It's other than the blood, a clean piece of paper.
And you found this on the dumpster.
Yep, it was a dumpster dive special.
Interesting. I wonder if Calvin would have anything to say about this.
And with that, Abby heads back to the back door, and not thinking twice about the fact that it probably latched shut and needs to be opened from the inside, just kind of grabs the handle and sorry, as she accidentally tears the door open.
There it is.
Well then,
So,
Cal, do you have a secret
sorry.
admirer?
If it's all right with you, could I circle back to that in a moment?
Yep.
So, like, while everyone else was searching for clues, I don't know how long they were out there. I think for a moment Cal would have been just looking at one of the spots where one of the customers once were and how it's been cleaned up as if nothing happened at all. And then he's gonna look to Ray and just try to get a gauge on her current emotional state.
Depending on how much she's trying to hide, make a, we'll say wits plus empathy. And then, Ray, how much are you trying to cover up how much you're feeling?
I don't think she'd be noticing if Cal's trying to do it, so he might have an advantage. But I do want to bring it up that she's probably looking in the same direction and has been looking at the same direction ever since she moved her head up, just even slightly to where one of the customers died, as if she's seeing somebody there.
Okay, so wits plus empathy, we'll say difficulty 4.
Okay, and just make sure I'm understanding correctly, each dot that I have for those things, that's D10 view.
Yes, it's the number. Every dot represents a single dice that you roll.
Okay, just making sure, because I remember last time I did a lot of oopsies where I kind of treated it like D&D was like, oh yeah, just roll one thing and then add that to it. Like,
Yeah, I'm even looking at your
oopsied.
character sheet now just to make sure. How many are you about to type in? Because you should have a decent amount for this.
I know I need to roll. I know I should be using the command, but it's going to take a little bit because it's loading.
What are you trying to
Also,
roll?
I don't know if I was supposed to be rolling for Cal having for her to hide it.
That's only if she's actively trying to hide it, because then I would have had you do a subterfuge roll. But if you're not trying to hide it, then I'm just lowering the difficulty for him. Otherwise, it would have been a standard, and it would just be match, like, beat however many successes each other has. So, unless you're actively trying to hide it, you don't need to roll anything.
and what was the difficulty again?
We'll say 4, since she's not trying to hide. Five successes. Yeah, I think you can read her pretty well right now.
So, what exactly would Cal be picking up from Ray at this moment?
he can pick up that she's staring at something and that her brain is breaking. It's falling apart as he's staring at her, but she's being able to hold her ground because right now she feels like she has to keep on going. She can't stop, she can't take a break. She has to keep her feet going. But in that moment he sees that mind shatter.
So that being the case, Cal is actually going to walk over and he's gonna kind of like sort of take a knee in front of her. Yeah, because gentlemen don't squat in public. And hey, look, I'm sorry about earlier with the socially awkward comment. It was insensitive. It wasn't cool, and it could have been any of us. Look, it's been a rough night. Everyone that died here, those are faces that I was getting used to seeing on a regular basis, so I'm not trying to make any excuses. I just want to explain that I guess it was a weird way of kind of lashing out, just trying not to be bothered by this. I know it wasn't technically my fault this happened, but this is my establishment, and these are my people, so they're my responsibility. I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Are you okay?
Ray will recognize what Cal says and just kind of seemingly snap out of the trance she was in and look at him and saying something he probably wouldn't expect. I do not blame you, and I know you do not blame me. We are merely survivors working in a world that we are forced to be pitted against one another. But you should know, those faces you see in your memories, I'm seeing them in front of me. So do not fear that they are not happy. I see them, and they are happy knowing that they've died in an establishment they've felt safe in.
Well, fuck. Thank you.
Me too.
This
I had to double check that. I'm like, can she do that? Yeah, no, she can.
this isn't about
Yeah.
me.
You're good.
Damn it. I forgot about
Like,
that.
suffice to say, you have also had quite the night. With all this, a lot of new information being dumped on you after what I can only imagine to be a very traumatic event.
Ray will kind of just shrug her shoulders and being, it's how I'm seeing it, the course of the wheel. I am merely a measly wheel on a cart that just got repaired. I am trying to keep myself from breaking apart again and seeing what you obviously cannot see in this establishment is the souls here smiling and laughing, telling me that you're safe, even though I cannot help but mistrust you due to your looks being too perfect. I've been told that many pretty things are toxic, but yet these souls here are telling me to trust you. Do not make me regret learning these souls' names. Do not make me regret lending my trust to you.
Understood. Though that does make me wonder. If you can see these souls learning their names, has that always been a thing with you?
Eh, I think it kind of just got amplified with, the whole undead thing going on. But I used to do it just to get a quick cash on the road when I was trying to get away from, well, what I used to be. You don't want to get into that part yet, but that contact of mine, whew. But, yeah, it's just something I've always been able to do. Just being in the bridge in between, seemingly make it powerful. I do not regret my power, if that's what you're seemingly getting to.
You're an interesting one. I think we'll get along nicely. At least that's what I hope.
Interesting is just another word in a dictionary that I have taken amongst many. But you are one of many that haven't been able to formally tell me that in my face. I do appreciate that you got the courage to say that to me, and not say it behind my back.
Oh, I mean interesting in a good way, if that's what you're trying to... If you're insinuating strangeness. With all this quote-unquote strange is a lot more common than what you might expect. So, for what it's worth, you're not alone. I don't know what you went through before, but you're not alone. At least not anymore. Okay?
Ray will nod her head in agreement, being like, yeah, I'm still getting used to the fact that one moment I was walking to the bus station, getting crow dietry in my brain, and then in one fell swoop, I'm on the floor, not knowing what occurred. Like, she's feeling like she's starting to cry, but she stiffens herself up and just goes, and now I'm here at a bar, not knowing what and where to go. But I'm going to fix it. I always have to fix it.
You kind of already know where you're going. Forward. We don't know where that is, but it's forward, and we're going to be here with you, so that's the first step.
You three. You guys find anything out back?
I kind of walk in, I guess. I guess I'm next to the bar area, slap it, and say, well, we may have found a love note. Oh, and, Chuckles broke your door.
Yeah, you would have heard the door
Sorry.
break.
It's just the bolt.
What's
Easily
that?
replaceable.
Alright, sounds like a simple solution to, oddly enough, the first and only simple problem of the night, oddly enough.
But yes, do you have a secret admirer?
So, while Cal normally does have a sort of gentle smile to him, there is a moment where there's a slight twitch in his eye, or is it just like a blink you'll miss it sort of twitch when it's mentioned?
One not so secret admirer.
Let me see it.
Interesting.
So, if they'll allow it, I would very much like to take a look at the note and see if there's anything like familiar about it, anything familiar with the wording or the handwriting in it.
The handwriting's a little bit difficult since it like I said, it bled. Blood's kind of a little bit harder to control as far as that goes. But yeah, it looks like it was written with a calligraphy pen. You recognize the handwriting. You've seen it before.
Okay, so are we able to read it still? Like, I know you said that it kind
Yeah,
of
no, you
bled
can
a
still
bit
read it.
because.
It
All right,
as a reminder, I think I said it said something like
Along
hope
the lines
you
of enjoy the.
enjoy the gift, and then like a big old heart at the bottom of it, all written in blood.
he kind of clenches his jaw looking at that. Like, still the same as always, isn't she?
Ah,
I don't know. You tell
I
us. Is she
see.
the same as always? Does she normally send children to come kill you who she recently turns against their will?
Well, this is certainly a new development. If nothing else, though, I suppose you can consider me a new development. I mean, I've only been part of this new lifestyle or unlifestyle. I've been in this for about a year, but yeah, there's a complicated history. If let's put it at complicated, but this, in simple terms, is bad news.
Well, usually when someone turns a mindless being in your bar all over the place to kill everyone, it's not usually a good thing, to be honest.
Did you
I've
break up
seen
with your
better.
mysterious admirer?
Something like that. Now, here is the really fucked up thing. Now, anytime someone is turned, it's all centered around choices made by the person turning them. I don't know if you've been familiarized with the term, but they're called sires. Sometimes, more than one sire will have their eyes set on the same individual, and it it gets messy, it gets complicated, but I did not expect this to get this messy.
So, what you're telling me is this, Cal, is your sire gave you that note?
No, not my
It
sire.
sounds like someone is pissed off that Cal chose the saner sire, so now she's sending assassins to assassinate Cal.
I don't think she's sent that one to kill me.
I think she
Really?
sent that one to ruin your establishment and make sure you go crawling back to her, and so she can more or less bring you under her wing, quote unquote, and make you more like herself. Is that correct, Cal?
I say more along the lines of sending a message.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a message has been sent. The question is,
not
what is your reply?
Well, I want to respond with violence, but of course, we've got rules and regulations revolving around that.
Rules can be bent.
If she sent a shovelhead, then she's on the other side. There's not a whole lot of rules that protect them.
Kinda sounds like to me we should first find out what did or didn't really happen, and then maybe we find out more what we should or shouldn't do from our friend here in the cloak who knows what laws we do need it to and don't have to follow.
I would also question if we're certain it actually comes from them, or if this is something to make me look like it did come from them.
Well, this is
In other
where
words,
I asked Cal. Do you know what side of the field your admirer comes from?
Hey, God.
Yes.
Do I know what side of the fields she comes from?
God, it's me, Margaret.
The biggest question here I have is, do you think Cal knows if both of those two flaws that you took coincide with each other, or if he thinks that these are two separate things?
In his mind, they are connected to each other, unfortunately. At least that is what he's thinking at the moment.
Would he have thought this before? Before today? Because I will say, throughout the entire single year that you have been a kindred, there's always been like little things that have caused something to go wrong, and it's always very clearly, to you at least, been sabotage to a degree. Like somebody's trying to mess things up for you, but it's never been to this extent.
Also, sorry I'm quiet, I'm just kind of processing that for a moment. And I guess by extension, Cal would be processing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe before he probably would have chalked up those things like maybe these crazy coincidences, even though he has a he kind of metaphorically is constantly looking over his shoulder because of everything. That now it's like he's starting to feel like these are dots that are connecting where maybe because he didn't really dignify previous inconveniences with the response and just kind of was hoping that they were just coincidences, that maybe that's how things started to escalate.
Okay. So, would he think um, that this person would be tied to the shovelhead?
Given the note, yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, you're pretty. I will leave it up to you whether or not this is something that you are absolutely confident about or not, or if this is just a suspicion. But the thought does cross your mind that whoever's doing this is more than likely a Sabat.
I'll open it back up by saying, you know, you look like you're processing a bit there. What are the gears churning on over there? Seem concerned.
At this point, not concern, more so contemplating. See, concern, that is such a strong word, really.
And yet it is beautiful because it shows that we care.
Just trying to piece some things together. Some minor inconveniences that, after tonight, probably weren't as minor as I'd considered them to be.
As you
Starting to wonder if somebody's choosing to mess
Wow.
with me and decided to take things just a little bit too far tonight, to
as
put it
you
lightly.
as you say all of this, suddenly the front door bursts open, and suddenly your face is being held in the hands of Selena, your sire. And for everybody else, because I need to put in a disclaimer for this, she's a very beautiful, fairly tall. Like, she's on the average height, but she's like maybe 5'6", 5'7", very slender, graceful looking. She's wearing like ballet shoes. Her hair's tied back in like a very sleek ponytail. Incredibly beautiful woman. If I had to put her dots on a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 5. Don't shake your head at me, Raz. And she is very clearly like a gorgeous Hispanic woman. I say this because I'm not going to be attempting to do a Hispanic accent because I'm terrified it's going to come off as offensive because I'm really bad at accents. But like, for everyone else's imagination, she has one. I'm just not going to
This
portray
is where
it.
voice changers are helpful.
Right? I don't have that though. So we're going to stick with the white girl voice that I have. And I apologize to everybody for that. I am not a voice actor. But yeah, she cups your hands, and because she is very fast, she's like, "Oh, my poor child." Child spelled with an R at the end, just so everyone knows there's a difference between that, because that's also the term that people use for young vampires as well. I should have kept you under my tutelage a little longer. I heard what happened to your bar. I'm so glad it looks clean, but are you okay?
I'm fine. It's 5 bodies under my roof, so it's it's a lot to take in. Though it seems that our problem from before might be involved in it. And Cal is actually going to show her the note.
He looks at the note and mutters something in Spanish that you can tell, even if you don't speak it, is very clearly not happy. Maybe some curse words are in there.
I got a good one for you. She just says puta.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I know that one.
I do too.
I know a better one.
I've heard it, but I don't know it.
It means bitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably what she says then. She'll look up to you, set the note down, like, on a bar stool or something. I'm so sorry that happened. It's never easy. They say it gets easy eventually, and, you know, maybe eventually it does, but right now it's not. And it may take a while.
It's like
Well,
none of them were here in the first place, and I know that makes things a bit easier for me in terms of keeping things under wraps, but it's like they were never here, you know?
Yeah, I do. This isn't the first mess I've seen the cleaners having to take care of. I mean, you should see the bus station just a few miles away, and another rather public place got attacked too this evening.
After hearing that push, she's gonna try to stay out of her view. as she's just like, oh fuck, I don't want to be seen at all. And due to her mistrust of pretty things, she also doesn't trust her because she's way too fucking pretty.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, even if she's not your type, objectively speaking, you could say that she's hot. Like, she's a very pretty person.
I would
And
say
among-
that.
Very
Oh, go ahead.
bonita.
I was gonna say, amongst all this conversation, Abby's starting to feel very awkward, and we'll just slink out the newly renovated back door.
I would at this point just kind of blurt out so who's America's top model here?
At that,
Who is
Selena
this?
looks up and she'll look around, and as if she's just now noticing that there's other people in the room. Oh, how rude of me! I'm so sorry. I'm Selena. I'm Calvin's sire.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. Been a bit busy today, it seems.
I can imagine. I haven't seen you before, and I like to think that I know pretty much everybody.
Yeah, kind of new to the area. My name is Vovana. I'll be, I don't even know anymore. Just kind of look around. Take it all in.
Well, a lot has happened on your first day here, huh?
Well, seems like it. Seems oddly familiar.
Is that so?
In some ways. Yeah. A little too much.
I'm sorry to hear that. And she'll look over at Cirrus, who I'm assuming is standing near Favana. And who are you, sir?
Cirrus, scholar, Tremere, sire of none, here to help, considering we've come to hopefully establish a chantry, but only if we can help you guys solve your problem, which now the problem at hand seems to be Cal's jealous ex is a massive bitch.
She kind of snorts. Good luck with getting the chantry here. Prince, I'm sure you figured it out, but he doesn't like Tremere very much.
Raphael loves us. Yeah, that's crazy talk. The way he looked, he seemed like he just wanted us here right away. So I have no idea what you mean, my dear. No idea.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not gonna get along, my friend.
It's it's been an interesting first couple hours here, I'll tell you that.
Oh, only a few hours.
We
so
definitely
you
have
really
an uphill
did just
battle.
arrive, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
pretty much.
Well, let me be the first to give you a warm welcome here in Houston. So sorry that this is the event that you have come to. But yes, while I imagine the issue is slightly bigger than simply a jealous ex, as you said, she is certainly part of the issue. And has been for at least a year now. And she looks very irritated.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you had said this was the. Did I hear correctly in saying that there were 3 incidents?
That's right.
So far, I believe through the grapevine. I kind of like subtly look over at Ray and then look back. Of 2 of the incidents, I don't know if we've heard of the 3rd.
Ray just looks petrified. She just doesn't want to hear it. She's already at the precipice of what she's learning, but with hearing that, she's just like trembling in the shadows, just like, I gotta deal with it. I gotta deal with it. I cannot break.
And Selena does seem to notice your existence, Ray. She looks over, but seeing your state that you're in is not going to confront you. She does get that sense, that social awareness that maybe it'll be a very touchy moment and she probably shouldn't just immediately jump in and be like, hey, who are you? What are you tied in all this? She'll leave you alone for now. She looks back at Fovana. Yes, it was another business nearby. Oh, I guess not really. Depends on who you ask if it's a business or not. But it was a small church.
A church?
Interesting.
Yeah, you should. I ran into briefly the hold on, I gotta remember what I named him. I wrote it down, just give me a minute. Yeah, I spoke to Ezekiel not too long ago about this, and Calvin, you would recognize that as the Nosferatu primogen. He seemed quite upset by the matter.
Understandably so. But what I'm not entirely sure about is why those specific events happened where they did.
Normally, these things aren't specifically targeted. They just throw them into a crowd of people. The specific business, if it is who we believe it is that left that note, if she is the one behind it, this one was probably targeted for that reason, but I don't imagine the other two were.
It does seem unusual to have
My
3
apologies.
attacks.
The church, Hell's Business, and where was the third location that was struck?
A bus stop. It was the buses, one of the buses, like, last stops for the night, it seems.
Like, I would kind of
We have a public feeding
over.
area, the bus. We have Calvin's place, a bar, and then a church, which something just feels odd in relation to these places either have nothing connecting them at all, or there has to be something we are not seeing.
I couldn't
I
tell
feel like
you.
we would need to go look.
Well, I do know a bit about the Sabbat and some of the things that they try to do at times. I couldn't tell you what's going on in their minds right now.
Ray will chirp up about the bus thing. She just kind of mutters, "Last bus of the night, it's last bus of the night."
So you're breaking up a lot when you're speaking that quietly.
One of us killed our vampire Ray.
That's breaking up more.
It's part of her superpower.
I think she just left to try to redo the connection.
Okay, am I better
Welcome to the
now?
land of the living.
I mean,
Okay,
I
guess-
think you were just speaking
Welcome.
so softly that the mic wasn't picking everything up. You sound like the same quality, but
But okay, let me re-say it. Ray does chirp up about how, like, chirp up when the bus kind of comes up. She says, like, under her breath, still kind of trembling while leaning against a wall to bear. She admits, the last bus of the night, it's the one with the most people, because sometimes some homeless people take rides around to see the route before they officially decide to use it. And some businessmen and women, they use it to get home. She just cuts herself off there as she's realized that she's not killed just any innocents. She's killed innocents that she's merely seen on bus rides like that. She knows their faces but never knows their names.
Was there a large number of victims at the church that we know of?
I believe it was. I mean, it was pretty late in the evening, so anybody that was working at the church, it was the people that worked there. Say 6 or 7. So not a small number.
Not to take away from, but just looking at the number of victims that are currently piling up, what if it could in fact be that we're being pointed at this person instead of the Sabbat just trying to go on a murder spree?
Explain your thoughts a little bit more, little Tremere.
I'm more so believing we probably need to go investigate these locations because just if it seems odd that there would be they'd go after multiple points with large amounts of people, such as the bus station, the church, and Cal's bar, unless there is some purpose, or if someone had purely just vengeance or something begrudgingly against him, why not do it more subtly or do it so that it would not lead so easily back to them?
How much do you know about the Sabbat?
I believe I would need to make a roll for that because from what I truthfully know, they're just crazy guys. Pure, unadulterated, bloodthirsty crazy.
Not completely wrong, but also not completely right either. Yeah, go ahead and make a roll. Intelligence occult. A history specialty would work here, even if it's not tied to it, because I don't think the specialty has to be tied to that skill.
What difficulty, I'm sorry?
Wait, crap, hold on. Difficulty 7.
Okay, I had green on your thing, but I didn't hear anything. Could you please repeat? I'm sorry.
Difficulty 7. Did you hear me that time?
I heard you now.
So, I'm trying to think of what you said right before she asked if you knew much about the spot.
I said a little bit, but not much. Like, it was pretty much like I know basically a little bit, which is they're kind of crazy and bloodthirsty, but not much else.
So we'll go with you don't have a lot of experience with the Sabbat. They're not as widely known where you came from. Like, they exist, but not nearly to the scale that they seem to exist here in Texas. So you have the bare basics. You probably think they are just crazy people. You know that they're very monstrous and openly so. They couldn't care less about the masquerade or human lives. You, with the one success I will give you, that you know that they are, many of them are very religious to a degree, but they're not doing this out of the fanaticism of a god that they worship. but a god that they fear, if I'm remembering that correctly. And Raz isn't here to correct me, so because he went to go refill his water.
No worries. I mean, also, this is better for it to be vague and like, okay, I kind of get it. They do what they do out of fear. Calling them the Stabbits makes sense still. Got that. Okay, cool.
So the answer is not much. You don't know much.
I can't know what I've never learned about, so yeah, I got nothing. Not yet.
So the Sabbat just, when they make shovel heads like this, it's usually as a distraction. They're not meant to survive. They're meant to be thrown out to cause chaos, and then because most princes are very strict about the masquerade, they will have them killed immediately because they cause too much of a problem. Our dear prince seems to be a little bit soft on that end, as he'll be more likely to allow them to survive and at least give them a chance, but that's besides the point. The point that they make when they throw a Sabbat is, or that they throw a shovelhead out, is they know that people are going to be there and they know it's going to be noticed. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
The Sabbat are animals. While they don't give in to their own beasts, honestly, they're not far off from being the beasts themselves. At least in my opinion.
Now they sound fun at parties.
Depending on the party that you want to go to, they can be a blast.
Yeah.
Just watch out for anything a Samitsi gives you. Their finger food is quite literally finger food.
The actual fingers.
That are probably still moving.
They will shudder at that kind of thought, being like, "Whoa, really?"
She'll notice the shiver and be like, yes, the Samitsi are quite grotesque. And honestly, that's the tamest of what they can do.
I don't want to know their, how to put it, top shelf work? Is that how we would put it?
I hope you never have to witness their top shelf work. I haven't witnessed their top shelf work, but I have noticed the higher shelf work. And it only gets worse.
Ray just holds herself, being like, man, I wish I had my hoodie now.
You poor child. But yes, while I am here, and all of you are relatively new to all of this, is there anything else that you'd like to know that maybe I could help you with?
Is there any way I can head back to the bus station?
There is, though I imagine it's going to be as clean as it is here in the bar.
I do not know. I want to see if an old friend of mine is waiting for me there. He's not who you expect, but I want to see him.
You
She
sure
just-
about that, given tonight's events?
I know he is waiting for me there. I mean, he always gets upset if I don't give him his food.
Talking about one of those crows you had mentioned before.
Yes, he's... how to place it? He's like the king of the area of crows I have seemingly befriended. He was the first, and they all follow him.
Giving you a warning, kid. They may not like you anymore.
They know my type. As long as I give them food, they'll understand.
No, I mean, with the specific few, as the Gangrel and the Nosferatu seem to have more of a closeness with animals than most other. Most of the time, animals tend to hate us and avoid us altogether.
Well, we don't know what my type is, so if he attacks, let's just see.
Well, they're gonna go, like, take a look at all these spots anyhow. There's no reason not to go to the bus stop first, in my opinion. I don't know what y'all think.
Out of character, which one is closest? The bus station or the church?
That was gonna be my next question too.
They're all relatively the same distance.
Which one y'all going first?
We have actual cause to go to the bus station, considering we both will find out if your crows do love or hate you now, as well as we can investigate while we're there. Versus the church, we just have investigation. Why don't we go to the place that has more reasons to be there?
Sounds good to me.
Bus station we go.
I will leave you all to it, though. If you ever need me, Calvin, you know how to get in contact with me.
Of course.
I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And if you ever need to talk when you have the chance, again, you're welcome to talk to me. I can at least give you a shoulder to lean on.
After tonight, I probably am going to need that. So, thank you. I mean it.
She kisses your cheek. Now, go fetch your cloaked friend that seems to have stuck at the back, and let her know where it is that you're going. I will see you later. She'll look to the rest of the group, and it was wonderful to meet Calvin's new friends. I always enjoy meeting his friends.
Ray
I
just
always try to
waves.
find the interesting ones.
You certainly do.
Ray will give her a disclaimer. I am gonna give you fair warning. If you see me lean away from you at times, you're just way too pretty to the point where I can't trust you.
She just laughs. I'll take that as a compliment. She'll give everyone
Ray,
a little...
Well, definitely
Cal's getting the same treatment,
was a
don't worry.
pleasure.
She'll give everyone a little curtsy before leaving the bar and moving rather gracefully as she does.
Ray will then turn to the back alley door and just scream, "Yo, Abby!"
I don't think Abby will respond.
People are gone!
Break any more doors back there?
For my sake, I hope not.
All I could see is
Actually,
all three of
I
them
want
like
to make a
stepping
roll.
over the door.
What role are you wanting to make?
Well, when Abby needs to comfort herself, she likes to sing to herself. I literally gave her performance just for this.
Okay. Make a, what, charisma performance?
Charisma performance, and I had read in the book, apparently the base difficulty for all, like, performance checks for, like, singing and stuff is 7.
Alright, well then go ahead and make a roll. Difficulty 7.
How do I change the difficulty on it? Do I hit
After you
space
do
again?
the number of dice, just do a space and then put the number 7.
Space 7?
Yeah, if you just type it in
So
what
just
the
like that?
difficulty is. Yeah.
So, syntax 4 space 7?
Yes.
Okay, she's doing real.
Your
she's
voice is a
singing
little
real
scratchy. You didn't warm up.
She skipped the warm-ups.
Pretty much. But yeah, she's in the back alley trying to
I think
comfort
pressed the
herself.
wrong button when I spoke, but I pretty much said the exact same thing. Calvin said that her voice was scratchy and she skipped the warm-ups.
Is there another murder happening in the alleyway we should go investigate now?
I thought it was a dead cat.
You
Hey,
two be nice.
I didn't botch! Lay off!
Yeah, that would be more worth a botch. That's just more of like, it's a little out of tune.
Or straight up botch, that means straight up voice crack.
So what you guys will get is, it's almost as if she's choking back tears while singing.
I can't not go to the soft-hearted kind. This is someone's crying. I gotta go. No, I'm going over to the sobbing cloaked one.
I feel
Once
like I
within
would
about
pretty much roll my eyes.
once within arm's reach, is going to be waiting to see how they're reacting.
There's a few sniffles, and the cloak tilts to show that I'm looking in your general direction, but not revealing my face. Is everyone done in there?
Everything is done, and now we get to go on a road trip to the bus stop to investigate.
Oh, we gotta go back there. I suppose.
Don't
It's
worry,
away
Abby.
from people, so I'm fine with that.
We're just gonna go see a friend of mine. See if he's even there at all.
If it's alright with the rest of you, I'd like to go along as well. I know I'm not exactly a detective, but I don't
It
think I
wouldn't be
want
my
to be.
Cal. You are perfectly fine coming to this meeting.
Hey, I look at it this way. You're the one here best equipped to talk to people.
I
So
also
you're.
feel like
Oh, I was
ahead.
probably going to say similar things of he's been here, lives here, actually knows things versus you and I who are, the new kids in town, figuratively, literally.
Was basically gonna say you're under some assumption we know what we're doing.
Okay, I'll take it.
Take it till you make it.
Yeah, and somebody else probably might need to carry my body if my friends decide to, peck me to death.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Judging by you saying pecking, you're implying that they're animals, and I'm really, really good with animals. I like them a lot more than I like people.
Then
I
you
used to
might.
like them a lot with barbecue sauce.
That's
You must not
me.
do that to Filbert, I swear to God!
I miss eating regular food like a normal person.
I don't actually remember what that's like.
I'm used to eating fish, so chicken, beef, and pork don't really come to my mind.
Right. That has anyone explained to you what happens when people like us try to eat?
I have given some semblance of mine since I had gum in my mouth when I was turned. It turned and tasted to ash.
Food did not turn to ash, it just tasted like it.
I just think, like, after a bit, because she chewed it so much, it just disintegrated. But yeah,
Turned the
she did
ABC
actually
gum
wake
into
up.
ABF gum. Already been fanged.
Oh, that was clever. I like that.
That was good. That was a good one.
And surprisingly enough, it's not my first time I've ate ash, so I'm not really opposed to the taste.
I beg your finest pardon?
Hey, who hasn't eaten a little ash in their life?
Apparently me.
Cal is having a, like, an existential crisis of, when the fuck did y'all eat ash?
I think the question isn't necessarily when, but why.
This, Abby will pop to her feet. Alright, well, let's get this going. I mean, we're burning moonlight here.
Ah, right.
Sounds like
I
a
don't want to
plan.
burn to cinders, so let's go on the hopping train.
Also,
Yeah, I'll say by now it's probably like 3 a.m.
So the next question is, what season are we in? Because that tells us how long we have until the sun comes up.
How cold is it?
I think it's getting pretty chilly. So it's more like the winterish season.
I mean, he did
think
have a
we've got till
hoodie.
about 6 or 7.
So you have like another 3 to 4 hours.
How long does it take to get to either the destinations, or mainly, since we all agreed, the bus stop? How long does it take to get there?
It's like, if you're going normal speed on foot, I want to say like 15 to 20-minute walk.
Yeah, we got time. Let's go and a hop, skip, and a jump away to the crime scene of where, man, it's gonna be really weird saying this, but where I got stabbed in the heart. Man, it's gonna get used to that.
I mean, I could do it a few more times if you want to get used to getting stabbed in the heart.
Oh no, I'm demeaning getting
let's
used
not
to
do
saying
that. Especially not here.
he just got the floors clean, okay? Let's not traumatize him any enough with
We're
more.
out back. Everything's fine. Nobody's here.
Also, bloodstains are really easy to clean up. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, if y'all are licking it.
But also,
No, that's so
we
Mine is
don't
not
unsanitary.
bleed.
off the floor.
Guys, we don't bleed. If there's gonna be blood, it's gonna be from something that has a heartbeat.
Oh, I forgot my blood flu stopped.
And also, should we be pressed for time, my haven isn't too far from the bus stop, you know, off away from the city. It's a good spot.
Got it. So if we're pressed for time, then we're crashing at your place?
Yes, I do warn you though, I don't have running water, electricity, heating, or central air.
As long as it's out of the sunlight.
Oh yeah, no, I
Sounds
have
like
roof.
a high quality Airbnb there.
Sound like that also reminds me. Ray, I'm not sure what your place is like, but I'd highly suggest getting blackout shutters, curtains, and those sorts of things.
I always had those types of things. Uh, Before I was turned, I had a huge thing of night photography.
Yeah, her apartment's really nice.
Really, you're a photographer.
Used to be. Somebody stole my photography equipment.
It wasn't me, I swear.
Well, Houston's a pretty big place, so maybe we can replace that sometime.
That camera was pretty special. No way you can replace something like that. Fancy. Used to capture what I talked about with you earlier about the souls.
Gotcha. Supernatural cameras.
I'm more or less thinking of it as a divine karma. Since I am part of the undead, I do not need any use for that camera anymore. I am the lens that you can see through. See of me as that.
The way you're talking, I'm surprised you're not a poet.
Eh, writing never really came to me anyways.
Also, I'm assuming all this is happening is like we're just walking and talking as this is happening, not just sitting in a back alley like some weirdos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was assuming so. It would be weird if you were just kind of standing there whenever you've got like 3 or 4 hours left to be able to spend before you
Yeah,
need to
nothing
seek shelter.
suspicious about 5 people standing in an alley, one of which is a cloaked figure.
The universe says this like one of their beings wasn't in their living room, cutting it very, very closely to being late.
You guys are just all buying drugs from the cloaked figure. It's fine.
Yes, it's a drug bust, drug deal, one of the two.
Nobody
Don't worry about it.
The cloaked
Oh,
figure may have
guys.
weird feet, but like,
You guys triggered a joke in my brain. Alright, guys, I just thought of this one. So,
Let us suffer, Raz. Bring it on.
I stored a bunch of coke in a statue of Caesar. You could say it was a drug bust.
Oh my god!
That's clever, I like that.
Did it also
Oh
have
my
cracks in it?
Yes.
Hey.
There you go. It was cracked in cocaine.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was any fentanyl. Man, my joke is not good. I know that.
No, it was good.
I don't get it.
It was in a fentanyl.
Okay. So, unless there's more conversations you want to have, we can go ahead and fast forward to when you arrive to the bus stop.
Ray will look around when she's at the bus stop, and she sees a few raven feathers, and maybe even a few crows. She doesn't.
There is one crow that's particularly familiar that's on top of a lamppost.
Filbert, is that you? Come on down, please. I remember that I brought some of you those berries you preferred before. Let me get them for you.
Well, I just need to remind myself of one thing before we continue.
That's right. Kind of while this is happening, kind of mock excitingly, if not half excited, Abby is just walking around the scene. It's like, and that's where number 1 was. That's where number 2 was. That's why I slammed Ray into a tree, and then that's where I staked her.
Ray turns to Abby. Man, this is like a photo album to you, huh?
So, is this place also been
No,
like,
but it
cleaned
literally
up?
is to me.
Yeah, it's clean. It doesn't look like there was a crime scene here. They somehow managed to get the blood out of the concrete floor.
bleach and cold water.
Or, a power wash.
That too.
You would probably want to use a mixture of power wash with heat application. If not, the blood soaks into the concrete. You need the heat to draw it out.
Right. It behaves differently. Just my bad. I was thinking like the cold water because fabric.
You guys make it so hard when you don't use magic. I don't know how you do it. I really don't.
Also, sorry, I was that the whole cold water cleaning thing that was like out of character.
Do you want a slice of ice cream cake?
Yeah, sure.
Ray will, after all this, just hold out her
Eric
arm
missed the
with
spoon instead
holding
of
the
a fork this
berries as
time, though.
if she's
Hmm?
prepared
Eric
for
missed the
either
spoon
an
instead of
attack
a fork
and
this time, though.
like tack to her arm or the crow to land and eat the berries that are in her hand. She's just prepared.
Are you using your first dot of animalism?
How do I have to roll for that one?
Nope, no rolls necessary to talk with an animal. You just have to establish eye contact.
Okay, I can do that.
Prolonged eye contact.
So, yeah, everybody else just hears her speaking. Like she's making crow noises. And then suddenly, if you hold your arm out, the crow will fly down and land on your wrist.
Hello, my little friend. It seems like you have not forgotten me.
Are we just hearing crow noises the whole time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And in response,
Excellent.
you also hear crow noises from the crow. But Looney, you, or Ray, you understand it, which is new for you. You definitely haven't been able to understand it as if you're speaking the same language. You may not even fully realize that you're not speaking English. But the crow responds back, "Yeah, but you do seem kind of different."
Well, I'm sorry to have to explain this to Filbert. It was just explained to me mere hours ago. But apparently, it seems I've turned to a vampire. And I was very shocked when you came to talk to me. I was told that you would be attacking me on sight.
I mean, those other ones behind you, I don't like them very much.
They're friends with me, so you don't need to worry. Imagine them like my own flock.
While he acknowledges what you've said, hold on.
Abby has inoffensive to animals. He'll like me.
Okay, well, you guys couldn't hear it, but
We're
people
just
watching
hearing
my
crow
stream could.
calls.
No, for what Raz just said, because the crow isn't glaring at you; it's glaring at the other three.
I just wanted to let you know because it kind of sounded like you clumped them all together. So I'm just like, he would actually like Abby.
Yeah. So he like squints his eyes at the three, and then goes over to the clipped one. That one's fine though. There's other three. I don't trust them. They're gonna take my shiny
they're
things.
vampires too. Yeah, they're vampires too. Except I don't know what the cloaked one is. All I know is the cloaked one is also a vampire. She might be a little bit older than the rest of us combined.
Pretty sure I've sat on that one's shoulder before.
Was she kind to you?
I mean, yeah, she let me sit on her shoulder for like most of the day.
Then I accept her.
But those other ones are gonna take my shinies.
They're not gonna take your shinies, Filbert.
So I have a question about the shiny thing.
Yes.
So I know I never like properly described how Cal is dressed at the moment, but he does have like he is wearing this charcoal gray vest. You know, he's well dressed, coming in about 5'11", dark skin, dark hair, brown eyes, but the top of that hair is kind of like a sort of like a golden brown color. But the main thing I'm really thinking about here is the vest, which mostly charcoal gray. It does have like these sort of golden yellow accents going down the front towards the sides. I'm just wondering if the crow is eyeballing that shiny element of the vest.
I mean, all three of you, while you cannot understand the conversation between Ray and this crow, you're just hearing like whatever sound crows make. Um, for a moment, you do see like Calvin. You feel like it's staring at you specifically for a moment, and then Ray, you just hear, "I think that one already stole my shinies."
That's a part of his vest, Filbert. You don't need to steal the shinies again.
I think you stole my shinies.
You did not steal
I-
your shinies.
I just keep looking at Calvin and Sirius, and I just kind of look back and forth like, you seeing this shit? Or am I like losing it?
So on the outside, Cal is kind of like he has that same sort of smile to him as if nothing's entirely amiss, but on the inside, he has that same level of confusion. The way she looks on the outside, that's how Cal looks on the inside.
The moment she starts actually conversating with the bird and back and forth, could I make an attempt to determine if it's a thaumaturgic ability or a discipline she might be using to do so, and it's not just she's crazy?
I mean, you guys have all but Ray have been around long enough. You guys would have learned pretty quickly that there is a discipline called animalism that allows vampires to speak to animals, but there's only two of the main clans that are within the Camarilla that actually have animalism. And that is
So,
the Gangrel or the Nosferatu.
well, given the fact of she doesn't look like a Nosferatu, I assume we now know who her bloodline is.
Yeah, pretty good guess. I mean, there's definitely some things that can be outliers, such as like caitiff, but those are fairly rare within the Camarilla, but not unheard of.
Mazel tov! It's a gangrel! As I look at the other two. Okay, we now know what she is, and now we're still confused as heck because she's still talking to the raven who's eyeing Cal's vest lustfully. Okay.
Ray will actually turn to Cyrus and go, "He is a crow. Get Filbert's species correctly."
Thank you. I
Yeah,
did
get
not
it
know
right,
what it
you
was. I
animal
just made an
racist.
assumption.
Abby will kind of chime in from off in left field. Oh, I knew she was a gangrel the entire time. She had ears when she was raging.
Does she not have
Like
ears
cat ears?
now?
No, like
That too.
canine ears. There's a reason I called her puppy. Did you guys not pick up on that?
But you just called all the new ones puppies. I thought that was just a general term that you started coining for everyone.
No, I called her puppy because she was a young gangrel. She is the puppy.
Though that does raise a question, or rather two, now that I think about it. Who turned her and why?
Um, well, probably along the same reasons that they tossed a bottle rocket into your bar. Because they needed a distraction. Um, Except I have a penchant to sometimes not outright kill them and want to give them a chance. Hence why Ray is over here now.
Upon mentioning the not always wanting to kill them and actually wanting to give them a chance, Cal is actually just going to kind of he's gonna eyeball Abby for a second, but more so in a not in a really analytical sense, but a pleasantly surprised type of glance. Well, how about that? I suppose that there are more good ones out here than I thought.
Hey, not every bully boy tears the heads off, craps down their throats, okay?
No, it's not like that. That's not what I meant. I mean, a lot of the times our fellow kindred tend to forget what it's like being a bit more new and vulnerable.
It's less about that and more when this happens to people. I kind of vibe with that. I don't know if I wanted this, but I don't think that I did. I don't think I would have agreed to this. I can't remember. Uh, it's part of my curse. Um, but when I see people have their choices ripped away from them, I'd like to try and give them some kind of choice.
I mean, the entire moment just a very, just I done fucked up. I know what we done fucked up when Dabby's going over those things. Just the pained look at me. Yeah, yeah. Guilty conscience. Very guilty conscience.
Or Tremere.
I will tell you this because I do remember you rolled like stupidly well when it came to the knowledge about the gangrel, and I'll go ahead and give you this information for free. Just to, like tack it on to your one of your past rolls. Um, you know that Tremere aren't creating gargoyles anymore, and if they are, they're not doing it legally.
It's just there's nothing good about what involves one being turned into one because of what usually happens to one after it happens, which is the amnesia and it being taken advantage of. This is the internal monologue in my head, mind you, of why I know it's so bad and why I'm just thinking, yeah, I know why she doesn't remember, and this is some bullshit.
Also, I'm just surprised no one's asked her what she looks like yet.
I was actually going to get towards that because just listening to how Abby is talking and what she's talking about, he's just kind of looking at her for a moment and saying, I don't know what you have going on under that cloak, and that's your business, but you have a you have a beautiful heart, I will say.
And the Toreador knows beauty.
Thank you. That's about the only thing about me that's got any kind of beauty.
I suppose we'll have to see about that later, won't we?
Definitely not in public.
Not what I meant. But I mean, like,
No,
just
I mean, I can't reveal myself in public.
I mean, technically, most of us shouldn't be revealing ourselves in public, so maybe we mosey on to the next place or get somewhere safe before the wonderful ball of death starts rising?
oh yeah, that does remind me. Is there any kind of evidence that anyone picks up while Ray was talking to her crow?
I don't know. Has anyone been looking for any kind of evidence?
Did Filbert find any evidence?
No, he's just been chilling. He
Abby
might be
pointed
Filbert
out
okay.
various
So
things,
so
anything?
so no. Okay, Ray. Yeah, I'll give you this. He's got like gripped in one of his little feetsies this fancy silver bracelet.
May I have that, Filbert?
But I found it. It's my shiny.
I'm not going to take it from you, if that's what you're thinking. May I observe it, and I will give it right back to you.
Okay. He gives it to you.
I'll keep it in my hands, and the rest of us are going to see what it is, and so we can understand who did this. And I will give it right back to you, so you can put it in your nest with the other shiny.
Okay. And he like gives it to you.
Ray shows it to the group while Filbert can go on her shoulder while she's reaching out. Do any of you know this bracelet?
I guess I could step forward to look at it a little bit. I don't know if Schulbert would be completely upset.
I mean, he's not gonna say anything, but he's gonna be like glaring at you as you move closer. He's not gonna do anything. Ray has vouched for you, therefore he will not attack.
Yeah, Ray
I-
will give assurance, being like, "Hey, don't worry, I asked Filbert for permission."
Oh my god, we're gonna be in the
I
middle
do
of
at
a fight
least
later.
have inoffensive to animals. I don't know whether they trust me or not, but
Oh, you do? You have them
I assume they'd
inoffensive
be
to animals,
less.
Merit?
Yeah,
Okay, then he
I
doesn't.
assume they'd be
He's not
less
stressed
upset.
about you then.
Oh, okay. So I step forward and kind of take a look at it. Are there any discerning marks or anything on it?
Alertness is not supernatural.
Correct.
Okay, make a perception alertness roll for me.
Could also be investigation.
Yeah, or investigation.
Okay.
Alertness or investigation.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Base 6.
Okay, let's see here.
It's a simple bracelet. It's very beautiful, probably expensive despite its simplicity. It's like a chain of diamonds, sort of, like really, really, really small ones, because it's a very thin, dangly bracelet. But you can see on a few of them there are bits of blood that have dried on it.
Ray will get the wise idea to think of Cal's like bar and be like, "Hey, Cal, do you recognize this bracelet, like at all from like a patron or one of your fellow Tremere?"
Sorry guys, I'm trying to stab my ice cream. It's got like a hard part in the middle.
I will be taking a look then, and what would I be rolling again?
Perception, alertness, or investigation. Difficulty 6.
And give me one moment. I'm gonna look at which one of those has the best dots.
Also, does he have all specs?
Also, you have aspects, don't you?
I do, in fact, have aspects.
How many dots?
2.
So the first level of Auspex is called Heightened Senses. You get to reduce, when you activate it, you have to openly say you activate it, reduces the difficulty of any perception-based dice pool by the number of dots you have in Auspex.
So in this case, it's a base difficulty 6. If you were to trigger Heightened Senses, I'm assuming you would do Sight. It would reduce it by 2, so make it a difficulty 4 instead.
And would I need to be using any of anything from my blood pool for that?
Nope. It's a free thing that you can trigger pretty much anytime.
I bet I'm definitely gonna use it then.
Yeah, no, it's
also,
great.
Quick note: in 20th anniversary, when you activate Heightened Senses, I'm pretty sure all 5 activate at the same time. I don't think you can pick and choose.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Mega senses.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use
Activate.
Auspex.
I think it's a thing you have to turn on, and I'm going to assume isn't just always on, because can you imagine how overstimulated you would constantly be?
Everything is dialed up to 11.
You'd be like
Fabrics
Edward in
feel
that
like
one chapter of
sandpaper.
Midnight Sun, where he's just like in the woods describing and counting all of the bugs that he can hear within like a 10-mile radius.
Moving. I can hear every step of the ants.
Pretty much.
But okay, so it is perception and so is like perception and alertness or investigation, or would it just be
Perception, alertness, or investigation. So either
okay? So I'm
perception,
picking
alertness,
one.
or perception, investigation. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because both of these roles would work in this circumstance.
Yeah. Either way, I'd be using the same things. All right. I'd be using the same number of dice for that then.
And then difficulty 4 since your aspects lowers it by 2. Not that you really needed it to be lowered because you would have made the 6 anyway, but you know.
Yep. That
Guess
gives
you
me
dropping the lucky 7s over here.
But
a man with gold on his vest hit the jackpot.
But yeah, you know what? I'll say that you'll recognize this as one of the customers that you've probably seen. I don't necessarily know if it was someone who was regular at your bar, but you've seen them a couple times. You recognize the bracelet.
I'm gonna go ahead and give that information to the group on that case. Then just let them know that it did belong to someone who came to the bar. Not entirely sure if they're like super frequent because like it belonged to someone, but they didn't typically sit at the bar. They would always be picking a table or booth.
Ray will give the bracelet back to Volver, being like, "Thank you, my friend."
He greedily snatches it back from you in his beak.
Happy to get your shiny back now, Filbert.
He just chirps.
But what do you know of this person that you probably have recognized? Like their hair, their face, anything that you would instantly have known about them?
You can make something up if you want.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you if I was gonna be making something up or if I was gonna be rolling for something on that one.
No, I'll let you make something up. The only thing that I'll say, because I had this idea and I kind of like it, is you've probably seen it on like a young woman who was probably on somebody's arm anytime that they came in.
Honestly, I was thinking young woman, probably with someone as well. It was a belonged to this blonde-haired woman. There was always someone with her. I never paid too much attention to her. She never caused me any problems. Never really drew too much attention to herself there. But I remember, I remember that hair, that golden blonde hair, and she was never alone. Which, let's be fair, that's one of the rules about going to a bar in the first place. Rather quiet girl, never bothered anyone. I'd say she was about, use myself as a point of reference, about 5'4". Never, not especially girlish. She's a bit of a tomboy now that I think about it. I'm assuming she was riding. I'm assuming she was into motorcycles, given the jacket that she wore. You know, she's had this really lovely looking leather jacket.
See, this is why you remember her, because you like pretty things, and she was pretty, and wore a pretty bracelet, and had pretty clothes.
Hey Cal, I'm gonna ask you this. Why would she be wearing stuff as a biker, but wear jewelry that's not safe for riding?
Well, it's my understanding that if you're going to be on a motorcycle, really what you need to be concerned about is having the extra padding and making sure that the pants and boots you're wearing aren't going to get caught up in a chain. So I think she'd be safe with a bracelet on. Shouldn't get caught up in any of the mechanisms up top.
Depending on how loose the bracelet was on her wrist, I probably don't know. It might have been caught once or twice on, I would believe, a brake nozzle, if that would have been the cause of it. And if she ever got into a crash, it would be the first thing that would shatter and embedded herself in her wrist. It's a risk in certain ways, and the only way how I know of is I've seen accidents on the road.
I will say that, as far as I'm aware, with the person she was with, she was the passenger rather than the driver.
Trying to look up an image for how I'm imagining this bracelet.
Like, Scooter said there was very tiny, like, diamonds. My brain instantly went to, like, the metal could be brittle, but the diamonds could be, like, glass or fake. But if they're real, genuine diamonds, they would easily get embedded into skin.
Thinking that the bracelet might have been a gift from the person who was driving.
So she
But
was.
that's an assumption.
So she must have been a backseat princess.
So I just posted it in the thing, but those are kind of what I was imagining as far as like the type of bracelet it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like a
So,
wrist bracelet.
Yeah.
so small, subdued, not really in the
Yeah.
way of anything, but
Tennis bracelet.
enough to be pretty.
Hmm.
Subdued, quiet type of beauty.
It's a look at
I
me,
would
I
just
got
make the
somebody who
comment.
pays my bills bracelet.
Yeah.
Ree will ask
just-
Filbert, being like, "Hey, Filbert, would you mind helping us out and showing us where you got the bracelet? You don't need to place the bracelet down on the ground or anything. Just show us where you found it."
He flew over, like he flies off of your arm and goes near a sewer drain.
Odd. Why would a bracelet be near a sewer drain?
I found it whenever they were like these guys came in and were like washing away blood. Started sliding down with it. It's that weird red stuff. I'm pretty sure that was blood.
Yeah, Filbert, that was blood. Hey, like Ray will like signal to bring everybody over here so she can explain what she's been talking to about with Filbert.
As we're
So-
walking over, I would just say to piggyback off of what you had said about the pretty ones and Calvin remembering the pretty ones. You're just like this crow, aren't you? You like the pretty shiny ones, don't you? That's why you remember.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. It's more so that I try to keep an eye on people within reason when they come into the bar, just to make sure no one's causing trouble.
So a crow.
I see. Yeah, pretty much.
Abby looks to Fovana. Wow, you got a bite to you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's really just an assumption. Or, not assumption.
Inference?
Observation?
Observation, thank you. Yes, words.
God inspires, brings your memory, the thoughts back sometimes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, damn it, Jim, I'm a scientist, not a wordsmith.
Ray will point to the drain though and saying, "This is where Filbert told me he found it, and he stated that it was washed away with other items or other forms of blood. It might have been from my frenzy, as you could put it."
No, this is likely from the cleaners doing the cleanup. I assure you, you weren't
I mean the
coherent enough to do any kind of spring cleaning.
I do mean the blood coming from it, not me cleaning.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, the spilled blood probably happened during the whole, thing. Uh, but you know, that's not you now.
I will ask of this of you for when you open up your bar again. If somebody does come around that looks like the woman that you described, see if she has a bracelet on the next time she comes in.
I can do that.
Actually,
I guess
God, uh, when Cal described the woman, was that one of the bodies at the scene?
Yes.
So I'll look at everyone. I don't think you'll have to worry about her showing back up.
well then.
Yeah, at that point, Ray will
That's
kind of just, like rub her arms together if she's like trying to warm herself up, but in reality, she's just making an excuse to hug herself.
well. Did your friend see anything else down here in this vent that they happen to have grabbed, or did anyone else happen to grab? I would also say, I don't know if, we can see anything looking around in or at the sewer grate. If there's anything that catches our
Patient
eye.
rolls.
I also
Yeah.
want to say that I turned off the Auspex stuff like after looking at the bracelet just to put it out there.
Okay.
Time to poke the hole.
All right.
I'm
This is some
I'm
sorry, we're
investigation
not
rolls
going
then.
in the sewer drain, right?
I mean, we don't have
What is
to
it?
if we find-
Perception?
Let's see.
Investigation.
So investigation and perception, or just investigation?
Perception and investigation.
Perception and investigation. It'll always be an
Gotcha.
attribute will always be tied with a ability.
Got it. And what was the difficulty?
6.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm seeing that I need to do like a set of numbers and the difficulty. So do I put down a 4 and a 6, or do I just put what I have there and then
What for your perception investigation?
yes.
So you have, like, I'm looking at your sheet right now. You have 3 perception, 3 investigation, so that's 6. 6 dice at a difficulty 6. That's right. You haven't really had the chance to try rolling yet. You've managed to skirt it all so far.
I got it!
Yay! And then if you had a specialty, which you don't for this roll, but if you had a specialty, you would add that at the end. And if you did have one, that 10 would count as 2 successes instead. But since we're all using, like, you guys are all doing pretty much the same thing, I'll consider it like a help.
I can make this a joke right now. How am I the one with glasses getting better perception than all of you?
That's right. You had. I gotta see what that flaw does. Hold on.
If she's actively wearing the glasses, it doesn't do anything right now.
Okay, fair enough.
I am wearing them, so don't worry.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, we'll count this as all just one big help roll. You guys are doing things together. Calvin, are you helping? you-
Yes, but I also have a question.
I have an answer.
So, the girl who the bracelet belongs to, would the person she was with have been at the bar or at this bus stop when things went down?
You don't know.
Okay, that's valid.
I will say that you don't remember seeing him at the bar.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's investigation and what now?
Perception.
Gotcha.
So 5 dice at a difficulty 6.
Also, how did you almost get 109876?
Oh my gosh, you almost did.
Me.
So that's 13. What exactly are you guys looking for? Were you trying to see?
Any pieces of
We were
fabric,
trying to see.
wise, anything that could help.
Yeah,
Good old evidence hunt.
anything in or around the grate.
There's not much. It seems like for the most part, any evidence has been picked clean, and maybe this bracelet was something that they missed. Maybe you see like a few bus tickets that end up flowing down or something. Um, Trying to think of what all could possibly be end up being potentially washed down the drain that would fit down a drain.
Small
So pretty
pieces
much-
of cloth.
Pretty
Yeah,
much nothing of interest.
yeah. There's like little things here and there, but it's nothing that just jumps out to any of you. The cleaners
Gotcha.
did a heck of a job.
Ray will pet Filbert though, and be like,
Thank you for at least bringing us this piece of evidence. Now you can go along and put a lacing in your nest. I do hear that your mate is waiting for you.
You like the shaggy.
Well,
And then he flies away.
well, it certainly has something to be said that the cleaners are thorough, to be sure.
I mean, you're not certain necessarily what may have happened, but like the bus isn't even there.
Oh my.
It's just an empty street, an empty bus stop.
Ray will just look at where the bus would have been stopping and just kind of shiver a little bit before just bringing a face of like a smile up and being like, well, that's enough for this place. Let's go head to the church. How long do we have until we have to, get back inside?
Yeah. What
A
time is
small
it?
Nokia slips out from underneath the cloak so that the screen illuminates to see what time it is.
What did I say? It was 3 a.m. before?
Yeah, and you
Yes.
said it was winter, so sun would be up around 6 to 7.
Yeah, so it took you guys like 30 minutes to walk here. And I'd say you spent about 40 minutes like doing your investigation and talking and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll say 30 minutes instead of 40. So it's 4 a.m. And it'll take about an hour at this point to get to the church.
Sounds like we might have to pack it in.
Alright, yeah, we might have to, but Abby, is your place closer or is my place closer?
Mine might be closer.
Abby's is
To be
closer.
honest, I've never really gauged it on foot before, so I think it's closer.
Do you want to risk that chance?
Oh no, I mean like we'll absolutely be able to get to my haven before the sun comes.
I forgot. Have we been able to see if Abby has those wings?
Nope, the cloak covers her real good.
Okay, yeah, because like at the mention of on foot, and then remembering that Abby does not do public, and I'm assuming that extends to public transportation.
Honestly, as far as you know, with the fact that she won't show herself and she remains cloaked and she's like does not want to be in public, as far as you know, she could just be a Nosferatu. Just a Nosferatu that's especially cautious about their appearance because some couldn't care less if other vampires actually see them. But like they're all very picky about not being seen by the public, especially humans. Because fun fact,
Yeah, but
their
we
flaw
do know,
makes them
right,
so
that there's
freaking
been
ugly that being seen can be a masquerade breach.
We're gonna need the eye bleach for that masquerade breach.
There you go. We have heard multiple references to Sky Eye View and, you know,
Specifically,
masked
bird's eye
fails
view.
to flight. Yeah, bird's eye view. So,
Bird's
like,
eye view or a bat's
at this
eye
point,
view?
I
At
feel
this
like we'd all
point,
be kind of suspicious.
you might be suspicious, but at this point, Cyrus is really the only one that's kind of figured it out. He just hasn't said anything.
It is not my place to divulge that secret when clearly she only wants to reveal it, given the fact of she's hiding herself completely under that tarp.
It's a cloak, not a tarp.
I was gonna say cloak, get it right. It's fancier.
And tarps are made out of plastic. She's obviously not marrying plastic.
Technically, a tarp is any durable, weather-resistant material.
They
Which-
make it out of hemp too.
So, Abby, shall we go to? You said Haven. Your Haven on foot.
Yes, yes. Let us travel. I will escort you to my home.
All right.
Man, how weird is that for Abby?
She doesn't get many visitors.
Lead the way.
It's very fucking weird.
Is she excited or nervous?
She has no idea yet.
She's still figuring that out.
There's a small moment of contemplation, and then he chuckles as he realizes it's been like 30 years since I've had a sleepover at a friend's house.
But yeah, Abby will escort everyone through the outskirts of town. Uh, it takes some time until eventually a clearing is found on this hilltop where you guys see this semi-rundown, boarded up windowed, abandoned Abby. And she stands in front of the door and looks at everyone and goes, "Welcome to Abby's Abbey."
All right. Seems pretty homey.
Pretty cozy.
It's nice.
They will just find a little spot near the entrance to sit down at, but not enough for like sunlight to kind of go through because light dynamics.
Do you have a rule about like shoes in the house or?
I mean, the vast majority of my floor is busted up wood boards and exposed dirt. I'm not very worried about people tracking in mud.
Alright, noted. Noted.
He just wanted to be polite.
But yeah, Abby swings open the large wooden door, just, kind of like flowing the cloak to gesture for everyone to enter. The inside is pretty much exactly how you would expect it. Busted up pews. The altar seems to be in half decent condition. Uh, a set of stairs that would lead to an attic space, as well as a couple of areas that would be for like offices and whatnot. Uh, it's not the most perfect building, but there is enough closure that it is safe enough for people to rest without any issue.
So I imagine that rent's not too steep here.
Oh yeah, no, it's wonderful. And if well, if anyone tries to come in without my permission, I spook them.
Well, that sounds
I'm
fun.
so glad you said you spooked them instead of killing them. Cause...
Not a murderer.
Good, good.
I do occasionally pickpocket them, though.
You know
What?
what?
Crows aren't
Fair.
the only ones that collect shiny things.
No, I
Now,
was
upon
gonna say
hearing that,
something.
oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Upon hearing that crow comment, Cal's just gonna slowly. I forgot to hold down my button. But upon the whole crow thing being mentioned, Cal is actually gonna slowly look to Fovana. It's like, I suppose I'm not the only one who can be compared to that bird.
At least I can communicate with the bird.
No, I was gonna make a comment regarding the if someone shows up, we are well, we are where we are. I was gonna say I think there's laws allowing that.
Look, to be completely fair, if you guys get found, like, if, say, a squatter comes in and, like, just kind of, like, decides to hang out and he sees you guys while you're sleeping during the day, you guys don't look like you're sleeping, you look like dead bodies.
Hmm.
So that person would just
Cool.
assume he walked in on a bunch of dead people. Because you guys
Huh.
don't need to
You
breathe.
would just assume.
And
We
you
all
don't
Just
just
have
assume we
wake up.
drank the Kool-Aid.
We all got together, drank some Kool-Aid, and died as a group. And it was like we all just
Homies doing
properly
homie shit.
wake up in the middle of a morgue somewhere in a bag.
I'm sure that's happened to a vampire somewhere.
But that's just homies doing
Probably
homie
walk in and be like,
shit.
not again.
Abby does look at the group. Look, I want you to be assured that my Abbey is protected by the most sophisticated alarm system known to kindred kind. Me. I am ever vigilant, even when resting, always aware of what's going on inside my own home.
Well, all right then.
Does
Makes
Abby
me
still have her
feel.
cloak on?
Abby still has her cloak on.
She will not take it off. We automatically will assume that she will never take it
However,
off.
He even bathes with that cloak on.
So, however, with a lot of the loose and soft soils, there is now a telltale sign that there is something definitely odd under that cloak, as there are footprints on the ground that are abso-fucking-lutely not human.
Excellent.
She don't have them regular grippers.
Nope. She's basically like just looking at the footprints, and there's no roll even for this because her feet aren't small either. It
She got
basically
the size 12s.
Bird feet.
3 toes, 2 up front, 1 in the back, and definitely hooked. with
Bird feet.
little claws. Yep, pretty much.
Burbs.
Bird.
Burp.
And what time is it now that we've arrived? I'm sorry for asking you a lot of time-related questions.
You guys still have
It's
some time to
close.
kill. Like it didn't take an hour to get there. It at most, I would say another 30 minutes, but I don't even think it was that long. Like 15 minutes. So 4:15 now. 4:20 since you guys have been talking.
Abby looks to you all. I should probably get the office cleared up. Come. I'll show you where you guys are gonna rest.
So,
All right.
what do you guys do exactly? I know Ray said that she used to be a photographer. You guys know that my line of work is in bartending. But what about the rest of you? You guys got any particular hobbies or things that you do when not avoiding the sunlight?
I professionally punch people in the face that break vampiric law.
Right, bully boy.
A nice hobby. Fun.
I enjoy it.
Well, it's complicated. Basically, well, I don't like talking about it a lot because it is sensitive at times. But since I used to work with a lot of technology and stuff, I much have stayed in that area to keep busy. I'm usually just doing things in that space to basically keep my finger on the pulse of information, I suppose you could say.
So like a sort of like tech support in a way?
You could say that. We're
Depends
not
on who
very
you're supporting.
supportive.
Depends on who you're supporting.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's not necessarily supportive, exactly. Depending upon your viewpoint.
Gotcha. Cyrus, how about you?
That is such a loaded question right now. Given the way things keep constantly changing, really at this point, I'm just enjoying the fact that there's a whole new world of possibilities to explore, and considering this all started out though with dying again, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. And I don't know, man. I really don't. Because I gotta be honest, a lot has happened over the last 3 years, and tonight is just really reminding me of my first night, and it's been a lot.
Sounds like a touchy subject.
Has been an interesting one, for sure.
Alright, I can respect that. But you are certainly right on a whole new world of possibilities. I mean, one day you're just trying to figure out how to start a business. The next moment, you're thrown into a whole new world that you never even knew existed before.
First thing I heard was, A whole new world. Whole new place. Can't sing that though. We'll get struck.
Oh yeah.
If you guys are talking, there's crashing coming from the office as Abby's in there arranging stuff for you guys.
The sounds of cleaning.
I will
At least
say
that's how I
that.
clean.
Sorry.
I was saying that's at least how I clean. Just throw everything somewhere.
Shove it under the bed. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's clean if you can't see it.
Much
Or
easier
smell
when
it.
you can just lift the bed.
Right? Just lift the bed and get a broom.
Yeah, right?
Abby will poke her head out of the office. Alright, I think I'm all set up.
Excellent.
Yeah, she'll escort you guys to the office. Now, of course, we don't need to go to sleep yet. We don't have to go to bed till the sun crests the horizon. But I just want to show you your digs for the evening. Man, I haven't had guests in forever. There was those kids that came by, what was that, a few weeks ago? They heard me singing, and they wanted to know what was going on. Oh man, did I give them such the fright. They haven't been back since. Should check in on them. Anyway, here's the office, and around the perimeter of the office is a whole bunch of like broken furniture and stuff that she obviously just like tossed off to the side to clean up the middle of the room, where she laid down two fairly well beaten up armoires. One large enough to fit two people, one large enough to fit one. She knocked out all the shelvings inside of it so that you guys could lay in, and she could put the doors on top of you guys.
So one person lives without a
I
bed.
called the single.
Rest of you go cuddle up.
I can sleep on the floor. I don't know if the two men are comfortable with sleeping with a girl that literally has just been turned last night.
I look at Ray. Oh no, puppy, you come with me.
Yeah, I was about to say it'd be kind of fucked up to have the lady sleeping on a floor.
You're gonna be in the attic with me.
Alright. But, like, she'll look to Cal and be like, it ain't the first time, by the way, that I slept on grass or dirt. By the way, I had a rough life.
He's gonna kind of silently nod as he's taking that information in.
Now, there is probably one thing that should be brought to light. I mean, you guys will be hanging out with me, and can't wear this all the time. So, just I mean, just don't let it out all over the place. Like, I don't even go to Elysium. They don't know me there. Uh, the Bruja do. The Nosferatu do. But everyone else, except for the Prince and the Gangrel, they don't really know me. So what I'm about to show you, stays within those circles, or you might have to disappear.
Okay.
I wouldn't be privy to disappearing again.
This is important because, well, I mean, as the Red Wizards are about to find out, well, you know, My kind's kind of an abomination.
Internal monologue. I'd like to roll bluff, lie, subterfuge to fake my surprise and shock when this does in fact happen, please.
Yeah, sure. Roll.
Manipulation subterfuge.
Yeah, I was trying to debate on between charisma and manipulation, but yeah, manipulation and subterfuge. If you have a lying specialty, then you can use that.
I haven't figured out which specialty I actually wanted to be for him yet.
Well, you can figure it out later. It just won't apply right now.
So one manipulation.
I would
one
say.
subterfuge.
Oop. Go ahead. Sorry.
Fire away. I'm open ears as always.
No, I was going to ask if I should make a roll under the same condition to act like I'm not surprised. Just even though I would be.
But I was gonna
Like,
say, like
demeanor-wise.
you haven't rolled high enough to have figured it out yet, so you would be surprised.
Right, but
Well, she wants to.
would I act
play
cool, calm, and
face.
collected?
Okay. Oh, would empathy work better there?
Well, empathy is usually used to detect lies. This would definitely be a subterfuge.
Okay. So yeah, manipulation, subterfuge, and they're not going to be helping each other because you're doing this separately. For two different reasons.
Okay.
One's trying to not
Yeah,
act
that's fine.
surprised, while the other one's trying to also not act surprised, but not because, or one's trying to act surprised while the other's trying to not act surprised.
We're both trying to act the opposite of what we actually are, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is just, I love this.
You get, like I said,
Right,
you
that's
guys
why I
are both
wanted to do it.
Tremere, but you're like complete opposites. It's great.
You said difficulty of 6 for us to both act exactly, completely opposite of what we're doing, right?
Yeah, I'll say 6. I debated on making it higher, like a 7 or something, but we'll go with 6.
I'm very. My big anime eyes are shocked as hell, I think.
Oh yeah, he's super fucking surprised. And, Pavana is absolutely not surprised. Ethan.
Oh my god, versus Pavana. I knew all along.
Yeah, no, but I was just like, oh, yes, of course. I definitely knew this. This makes complete sense. While Sarah's just like, oh my gosh. I never guessed.
I thought Nosferatu. Oh my god.
And then I guess if Abby wants to see if they're bluffing, you can roll against them.
Nah, Abby doesn't
I see.
really care enough. Also, if it hasn't been any shock to anyone, Abby may be sympathetic, but Abby doesn't have any empathy. She has a very huge disconnection to humanity. But she will unlatch the clip around the neck of the cloak. She doesn't let it drop. You guys see she goes and actually grabs a coat rack and takes the cloak off and hangs it. She takes care of this as a story you guys can ask her about later. But she takes the cloak off, and standing before you all is a being of skin like marbled stone, complete with kind of like that colored striation and cracks all across, almost like she's imperfect. On her face, there are 2 stones. What did I have here? Eyes like large pearls, shining with a brilliant opalescence, and in the center of each pearl is a defect, kind of like a little black dot, perhaps her pupils. Her body is cloaked by her wings. Basically, she's wearing 2 cloaks all the time, her wings and the cloak. And her hands, where the majority of her body are smooth, Her hands are very human-esque, except for on every knuckle, there's stone-like protruding studs, almost like her fists were designed to wreck somebody's face, exceedingly more than a regular gargoyle's would. Uh, and from her mouth are these two massive fangs that look exceedingly impossible to ever retract. Uh, and then, of course, feet like I described from the footprints. And she just kind of stands there, rocking back and forth with her solid 5'3" height. Lifts up a hand and waves. I am Abby, the local gargoyle.
Ray
With
will
that said,
look at
okay.
look at Abby and end up saying,
You are oddly, how to put it? You seem like you are a protector. You have many souls around you. You know that.
I sure hope not. That would be weird.
Don't worry.
Wouldn't
They're not of people, though. They're of animals. They see you as a guardian.
Animals are acceptable. I am not weirded by them.
you wouldn't happen to have been involved in any pit fights, have you?
Oh, absolutely, on a regular basis. All right, me and the Ruha, we love the throwdown. Victor, hell of a right hook. But we still have to break
That's
our
what I
tie.
thought. And Cal's just kind of like he kind of takes a moment and kind of walks around Abby in a circle for a moment. It's almost a shame that we got to keep this under wraps. I think someone in my clan would be able to make some lovely paintings of you.
She kind of like shivers in the not pleasant way at that. Oh no, I would make a terrible painting. I'm not even a very good statue.
I just stand there, stare for a quick second, just not react. Turn around and say, "Okay, I'm going to bed."
You red wizards are taking this pretty well. Did they not give you Gargoyle 101 in your chantry?
Had 101, 102, 103, 104, and 1.5, oddly enough.
Just a bit tired after today. It's been a long day, and this has all been a lot.
A lot indeed.
Well, I assure you that there is no hardships between us right now. So rest well, knowing that I'm not going to sneak attack you guys.
I wasn't worried about that
She was
until that
referring to
sentence.
me and Sylvana, not you, Cal, due to what our forebears and her forebears have in relation.
Oh yeah, no,
It's
that's
a long
absolutely
story.
directed to the Red Wizards.
Okay, I have to know. We're red wizards. They're puppies. What's Cal's?
The Blood Rose.
I was thinking crow.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Blood Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like a face of shock and flattery at that. It's like,
Oh
hey,
God, Ray will
I
trust you even less now.
I
I like that a
call
lot more than what they normally call us.
I do it because you're all pretty, but at what cost?
So the rose is a perfect understanding of them.
Rose
They
has
have
its
their
thorns.
thorns, but yet their petals are very delicate if you try plucking them.
No. They're beautiful
Ew.
and covered in blood.
They do enjoy painting the roses red. You are correct.
We're painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red.
I'm going back to my song of every rose has its thorns.
And it's stolen.
Every
Just like
group has its ADD.
Yeah.
But so the cat's out of the bag now. I will let you guys rest, and I'm gonna go disappear.
They will nod, and she will
All right.
just lay down where she was assigned to, and just curl up with her face towards a wall, at least.
You get picked up underneath Abby's arm and walked up the stairs to the attic.
Are you holding her like a football?
Absolutely. It's so easy for Abby.
being dragged along.
Like it's just a scoop up and go. There's no hesitation. Just what unless Ray tries to resist.
She's too tired to resist at this point. She's just going to eat.
If you guys haven't noticed, I just love visually describing Abby's strength. Just like, yeah, we're just gonna pick up this person like it ain't nobody's business. But yeah, you're gonna be taken up to the attic, which is a little a little more well off than the rest of the abbey. There's a pile of like straw and twigs that is obviously shaped to look like the bed that Abby uses. And the only other pieces of furniture up here is there is a filing cabinet that's seen better days, a almost military grade footlocker that has a giant boulder sitting on top of it, and what looks like a treasure chest you pick up at a local Renaissance fair with like a shabby ass lock attached to it. On the the treasure chest with the lock on it, the key's still in the lock.
Bree would be looking at the key in the lock, and she will sleepily ask, "Why is the key still in there?"
Because I don't know where I'd put it. This body doesn't exactly come with pockets, and I can only fit so many things on my necklace. And she points to this metal cable that acts as a necklace that holds on it a Nokia, an ancient iPod Mini, and a strange elongated whistle. And I don't exactly, except for the cloak, wear clothes.
Yeah, I would kind of think that. Anything clothing-wise would snag on your skin.
Also, it would impede one of my powers. I guess I can show you. It's a cool little parlor trick. And, like, very excitedly, I will spend a blood point, and basically her marbled flesh kind of ripples, and she goes full chameleon and adapts the look of the rest of the room.
Ray will put a thumbs up because she is so tired right now she can't comprehend anything. But she's like, "Man, you look like me."
So
Yeah. Go on.
I have a question about that. Would you see the necklace still, or would it blend?
No, the necklace would still be there. That's why she doesn't wear any other clothes. Because the clothes don't work with the power. So yes, there's just like a floating Nokia.
I have to make a mental note.
If you're trying to find Abby, look for the Nokia.
I mean, I assure you, if Abby is doing this seriously, she takes all that off. But yeah, she will actually, freed from the cloak, stretch out her wings that have been tucked in pretty much all day. You hear some light joint popping as she goes full wingspan, uh, and Ray will notice like she looks like a featureless stone statue. Uh, she may have a chest, but there's no nips and just nothing. She's just a rock.
It's a Ken doll down there.
Pretty much.
Ray wouldn't really be like just caring about it because she knows how gargoyles are in like the terms of human life. She doesn't understand how they are in vampire world yet, but she does want to sit down and just be like, "Look, Abby, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to keep a face, to be chaotic, like everybody wants a Grendel, at least, or whatever I am. I can't handle it. How long do I have?
How long do you have what?
Have my own sanity to stay with me till the end of time.
Well, you will have your sanity as long as you want it. Um, a lot of people say that we don't have a choice when it comes to the monster that's hiding inside of us, but we do. It's always our choice. You you stick to the moral high ground, and you will always retain yourself. Now, you don't have to be the most perfect saint on the planet. No, that's nigh impossible to be fair, but there's just a few simple rules. The cornerstones of humanity, as we're going to call them. Uh, you know, thou shall not kill unless they try to kill you. Um, then, well, you beat the shit out of them. And then, well, I can't say thou shalt not steal. That's actually what's in that box. A whole bunch of stuff that I've collected along the way. And by the way, when she unfurls her wings, you'll notice that she has a tail, and on the tip of her tail is the bag of your stuff that she hasn't been able to get rid of yet. And well, um, yeah, don't kill. That's the big one. Look, just hold on to who you remember yourself to be. The longer you hold on to that, the more sane you will be. Um, you just have to be a little more careful. Humans get to be monsters, but we're trying to not be the monster that we are. Lord, I hope some of this makes sense. I really am not suited for this. I hid things.
Yeah, you're not exactly the teacher type, but I understand a bit of what you're saying. So, what's droning in my ear telling me to get blood, but it's already full. I know it is.
You can stay full, and it's usually quiet as long as you're full. You can feed and not hurt anything, and it doesn't like that. It likes you to drain the vessel dry, but it shuts up if you top off the tank, so to speak. Uh, we'll go over the hunting tomorrow. You should be fine. Uh, there's steps that could be taken to keep the beast quiet, and as long as you take those steps, everything will be fine. Now, the problem is there's going to be outside forces that are going to press on you a lot, all the time. They're honestly, the beast is the least scary thing about the world you just walked into. But don't worry. See, I can handle the outside forces, okay? If anyone messes with us, Abby will punch them.
Ray will kind of just do a soft chuckle, and she'll just be like, I've kind of gotten some of the outside forces that would have been harsh. I know that the people that we have allied ourselves with are not the classification of who their families, as how I'm seeing these clans, if you know them. Their stereotypes can be, but all I can feel when I look at each and every single one of them is do not trust them. They will hang you for what you do.
So, I'll let you know. Trust is a commodity in the world of darkness. Don't hand it out like candy. Always, always be prepared because, well, just because the monster wears a smile doesn't mean he's not grinning with teeth bared. So it's kind of good that you don't entirely trust them. I mean, let's be fair, don't trust me either. I mean, we're all capable of snapping on a dime and trying to tear everything apart in sight. Um, but also remember that you have to open up just a tiny little bit, or you'll implode.
Well, I did do that with Cal earlier on, when he was feeling guilty about what happened at his bar. He looked at an area where I would assume that a customer might have died. I trusted him enough to tell him that I could have seen the spirits beyond. It must have been amplified.
Yeah, those blood roses are really good at getting people to talk.
That's why I told him that I only trusted him with that knowledge alone. Not while they were smiling, not while they were grinning at me, happy that they were finally being heard once more. Yet I did not want to tell him that there were others amongst them, ones way older than my own soul.
But yeah, I think we'll put a pause on the things that go bump in the night conversation. Spooky things kind of make me shiver. Uh, anyway, uh, I will impart to you one last, I guess, mote of knowledge, word of advice, whatever a mentor is supposed to give their pupil. Uh, I know what you went through must have been the most horrible thing. And it's probably going to leave you imprinted with some of the worst memories. But I also know you've got some good memories in there. And together, they make you you. And what I'm saying is, be happy you remember anything.
There were happy memories, but I prefer to make new ones in this life, because obviously the life before is dead. I can never go back to it. My starting was just like a new flame. It burned with the old life, and now I am only rising from its cinders. May you understand this, and may I sleep. I do not know why, but I am so tired.
But yes, you should probably lay down here. our sleep kind of hits us like a brick. Once the sun starts rising, the beast goes and shut down, and we just corpse it. So, yeah, lay down, get comfy, and get ready for rigor mortis.
I will try. I just hope the rest of you have a better sleep than I.
Well, I assure you, there's no trying about it. It's not technically sleep. Uh, it's just lights out. Like, one of the perks of being a vampire is you don't have to lay in bed for 3 hours staring at the ceiling, hoping you finally go to sleep.
That could be of some benefit, but don't know why. Some things just get you in your head. But we'll see to it when it occurs.
And I have to do some final prep uh, before I go to sleep. You can watch. You don't have to watch. It doesn't really matter. I just gotta do the things, and I hope your bird friend doesn't mind. I collected a bunch of his feathers that were on the ground. Kind of need them for this.
He always molts them, so he doesn't really care about the old feathers. He cares about the new ones that are bright and shiny and colorful.
Yeah, I like when he visits. He leaves a couple.
He allows to have, well, some be put in my hair. He does it on purpose, sometimes.
But at this, Abby is going to take care of her nighttime. I say nighttime ritual. I legitimately mean nighttime ritual, uh, where she goes and gets a candle and lights it. Now, for the most part, any kind of lighting of flames could force a fear frenzy roll on a vampire. Uh, Factoid, despite the fact that Abby is a scaredy cat, she actually has a shit ton of courage. uh, and we'll proceed to burn one of the feathers to ash and sprinkle it around her bed. And I make a small dice pool roll, but luckily this is a level 1 ritual, so it's only difficulty 4.
And with that, I think Ray would, get ready to lay down because she feels as if her body is shutting down.
But yeah, one success, the ritual is active, and then Abby lays down, spends a willpower, and is now completely aware of everything that's going inside her house. When I tell you guys that Abby is the perfect alarm system, she is absolutely the perfect alarm system.
Just think that, like,
I will give, before we wrap things up, I will give the last of you three a chance to do a little bit of chatty chat roleplay if you really want to. Since Abby and Ray had a bit of time there. Only if you want to. You don't have to.
I mean, I kind of want
I'm
to.
kind of in the thing by myself.
The Cyrus is too far succumbed
mean,
to the
you
inner
guys-
slumber.
That's fine. You guys are
Yeah.
in a room together. You're just on your own sleeping spots. You have an isolated bed. Cyrus and Calvin get to snuggle up with each other.
Cal is
Alright.
probably the last one to go to quote unquote bed. Is for a moment he's just kind of waits until everyone else, to his knowledge, is either out of the room or sleeping, and his shoulders kind of drop as if he had been up holding up this sort of unseen weight and trying to look like it wasn't bearing down on him. And he is staring at the ceiling for a moment as his mind lingers back to that note and what it most likely means. And while no one else is around to see it, there is fear in his eyes, and his hands are shaking. And he's just thinking to himself, even in undeath, I can't get away from it. Alexis, you are always going to be a thorn in my side, aren't you? I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, Cal, you have no idea how much of an issue she's gonna be.
And that's the part that scares him. Like, between what's happened to him in the past involving her and things getting very out of hand now, he is genuinely afraid at this moment. And he just can't help but think that he's either very lucky or very cursed, because the whole night it's been a series of attacks. People have been straight up murdered. Any one of those people could have been either the people that he is with now, or it very well could have been him. And he just thinks about how it all gets cleaned up as if it never happened, as if those people, almost as if they didn't exist in the first place. And it sticks with him.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna have trauma. It's gonna be great. At least for me.
Don't
If
worry,
what's this
Abby
then?
will help you punch your ex-lover. Look, Abby has like one way to solve problems, and it's with concussive force.
Violence isn't the answer. It's the question, and the answer is yes.
Ray will help out with the souls
I
See,
that
agree
see,
100%
no,
with that.
We.
see, no, look. Abby is all about peace and love, okay? It just so happens that the left fist is named Peace and the right one
Yep.
is named Love.
Peace and love.
Here, I got a better one. Abby's a pacifist. A pacifist right through you.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly, Aura. I have to trauma my adventures. I mean, it's not a D&D campaign, but a tabletop campaign, and it still applies. Vampire the Masquerade.
Yep.
Alright, and I know Jay is going to need to run away, so we should probably deal with the XP handout and call it for the evening.
Yes. Everybody
Indeed.
gets 1 XP for showing up today. Everybody gets 1 XP for wonderful roleplay. And now I'm going to go through everybody, and we're going to go over what you either have learned or a character growth. One or the other, or both, up to you. Since Jay over here is getting ready to pass out, why don't you go ahead, because we didn't do it at the beginning, I forgot about it. Why don't you introduce yourself, say who you're playing, and give me either something that your character has learned or a character growth moment. And then after that, you're welcome to leave.
Jay, I'm playing Cyrus, Sirius, Psy, whatever we really want to throw around at this point. Just having fun getting to hang out with people. Who I am is a coworker of Raz's, who he wrote me into as the first. I'm like, this SOB, and now I'm like, this SOB. I'm having fun because I'm with these awesome people. It's really just great to be playing an entirely new tabletop RPG. Character-wise, all I can really think about, truthfully, is seeing all the experiences that Ray is going through and her trauma and so forth, and pulling back all of the things that even I know me and Valvana have gone through with our stuff, and thinking about how, from what it even sounds like, Cal himself did not have a good turning, and how it's almost starting to sound like nobody is embraced easily, gently. Nobody was turned with a good time. It seems like we're all the PTS crew right now. Really, all I'm just learning is everyone in the party seems to have a great deal of trauma, and it seems like we're probably going to bond very well over it quickly.
I mean, are you playing a VTM campaign if everybody doesn't have trauma? Technically, everybody's died at some point. That in itself can be pretty traumatic.
True.
You have to die to become a vampire. Like, just saying. But yeah.
People are dying to get in the club.
Our team is called PTS. Damn.
Yeah, go ahead and give yourself an extra XP for that. So that's a total of 3 for the night. Next up, Pyrrha. Tell us who you are, any socials you have, who are you playing, and then give me either a something that Bovana has learned today or a character growth moment.
Well, I guess I'll start out with, hi, I'm Pyrrha. I usually stream randomness on Twitch, do games and coding and random other things. I am playing Fovana, and this is my first excursion into doing a tabletop game here. And it's quite the experience. It's fun. And my character is, well, basically, everyone, you know, like was said, everyone has some trauma and everything here. And we all deal with it our unique ways. And Favana deals with it probably a way close to my heart personally as a bit of a sarcastic asshole. So it's not too much of a stretch for my first foray here to do this. But as you know, as something that was learned today, I guess. I don't know. Like, we learned a bunch of things about each other. You know, we got the full reveal of Abby. We learned that Ray can talk to the birds. And I assume other things as well. And we also learned that everyone apparently has a little bit of crow in them in some way. By valuing shiny things or collecting certain aspects of things. And I guess, in a way, you know, Fovana kind of does that in collecting knowledge, I guess, about things. You know, just kind of looking at things and trying to analytically break things down while there seems to be just insanity around us in this situation right now. It's just a bunch of things going on and we're trying to figure it out. So I'd say that.
Fair enough. You can go ahead and give yourself the extra XP points, so 3 XP for tonight. Raziel, tell us, who are you? What character are you playing? Do you have any social medias you want to shout out? And tell me either one thing your character has learned or a character growth moment. If you can.
So, I am the great angel Raziel. I play Abby. And I can now say Abby the Gargoyle, because I've officially revealed the bloodline that she is. I just thought it'd be fun to play a gargoyle. Wasn't expecting a bunch of trivia in the party. This just made it great. Anyone who knows BTM knows the correlation. Anyone who doesn't, tune in, guys. It's gonna be a roller coaster. And as for socials, I don't know. What, tomorrow I might start streaming again.
Oh, you think about streaming?
Well, aren't we gonna play Monster Hunter?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sketchy, do you want to join us on that?
That would actually be quite lovely because coincidentally, I plan on streaming Monster Hunter Wilds tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's like officially out tomorrow, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, I'm super excited.
Let's make a party. Let's do this.
Heck yeah.
I kept meaning to ask you, and then he reminded me that it exists just now, and I was like, oh, I should do this because it's on my mind. I'm going to forget again. But yeah, okay, cool. Continue.
But yeah, we'll correlate that tomorrow via message. Obviously, people still have to work, but we'll figure out what time we're doing that, and we'll tell people. As for that, you guys will be able to find me on Twitch via the name that's under my name. I swear, guys, I'm good with words. As for things revolving Abby, so first off, I don't know if you could call this a character growth, but even with all the trauma that everyone else in the group has, she has hit this realization that she's jealous of everybody. Between the traumas and self-identities and things like that, as Abby has led to in several of the conversations tonight, she can't remember anything from being a human. And all of you guys have a history, have a past, have an existence outside of being a corpse. And she is so jealous that you guys remember that. That it kind of drives her up a wall. That's a personal thing for her. And let's see here. A thing that she's learned tonight is Ray absolutely creeps her the hell out with this whole spirit shit. I swear to you guys, Abby has a really high courage, but only, in my opinion, only when she's faced with true danger. But when it comes to like everyday crap, she's a little scaredy cat, okay? Hey, there's a ghost behind you. The fuck there is! Burns down the damn building.
He's an itty bitty spider. Well, this is his home now.
No. She's fine with insects and animals.
I was just making the joke.
But yes. There's a ghost in your house. Well, I'm burning it down now.
I'm either burning it down or that is his house now. He can have it. Goodbye. I'm gonna go find someplace else.
Abby, where did you just get 500 pounds of sage? Do not ask questions.
Found it.
I stole it like I did everything else.
I mean, I would consider that first thing a character growth because character growth doesn't inherently mean it's a positive trait. Jealousy and realizing you're jealous about something can still be considered a character growth moment. So I'll give it to you. So you did that plus learning things, so it's 2, so you can have 4 for tonight. Sketchy, tell us who you are, where can we find you, and also about your character and like who you played, and then something that he learned today or a character growth moment.
Oh wow, there is a lot there. So before I get into that, I just gotta say like that joke about Abby having a whole bunch of sage that was stolen just made me think about the Helsing Ultimate Abridged Christmas thing with the whole you would not believe how cheap that elf costume was. I stole it. But yeah, my name is Sketchy Art Demon, also known as Sketchy Inkwell on Discord, and I played the role of Calvin Woodrow. And so you can find me on Instagram at Sketchy Art Demon, just like it is on Twitch. Underscore in between each word. And you can also find me on TikTok with that same handle, along with Twitter under Sketchy Demon. And I'm gonna circle back around to Twitch in but a moment because very good news tonight. Um, as far as character growth and things that Cal learned, there is a lot there. So starting all the way from point A, as far as things that Calvin learned, was sort of realizing just how vulnerable Ray is in this moment, just because of it's not only a night where there was a traumatic way that she had turned, but also just how much is happening at once and how she's like really being thrown into it. Like she doesn't really have that sort of handholdy ease of transition into things like Cal did, unfortunately. Also learned that she can see and speak to spirits as well as speaking with animals. Another thing that Cal has learned was about Abby being a gargoyle, so that was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. He was being genuine when he said that it was almost a shame to keep it all under wraps about the whole gargoyle thing. Um, and in terms of, like character growth, at least in regards to Ray and Abby, one thing that's like really interesting for him is like if nothing else, the two of them are they're beautiful on the inside, and for him that means a lot, considering that he is now living in a world full of quote unquote monsters now. So it is a huge relief to him knowing that there are still these supernatural beings who, despite the circumstances, have a good heart still in there, even if it's not beating. Uh, Also learned about where Abby lives, and it's like there's not any judgment there because like given what Abby has shown and told, he gets it. And another thing he learned that's like a huge deal for him, as for as per his last scene, was how this all, well, not all, but how at least some of this might be connected to a very toxic ex-lover of his. And circling back around to the Twitch thing, I very much want to give a huge thank you to the 3 new follows that I got tonight, which are I'm really gonna butcher this name, and I apologize so much. There's Zorana Tragan. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. If you're still listening, Orison and A Onyx Otter Girl, because with the 3 of them put together giving me a follow tonight, I've actually hit 51 followers, which means
Awesome.
I should have the credentials needed to hit affiliate, which means I can get some fun new buttons.
There you go.
Woohoo! I wish I had
Yes.
like a
Congrats.
confetti thing to
Yay!
throw on the screen. I would totally do it right
Oh,
now. I don't know if it's good. It'll probably take like a month for that to show up because I know it took it a month for affiliate to like kick in for me whenever I hit affiliate a while
Good
back.
point. Good point.
So you probably won't have it immediately, but you're there, and it should come up pretty soon.
Heck yeah.
You've met
Uh,
the requirements. That's the main thing that matters here.
yes. So yeah, very
yeah, you
excited
should get
about
the email
that.
from him soon.
Hopefully, assuming that I've hit the stream 7 different days within a month, and as far as the time spent streaming, that's never been an issue.
Yeah, I feel
So
like that's the easiest requirement to make for
absolutely.
even like reaching partner. I'm not even trying to reach partner, but I've far exceeded the requirements for the amount of time to
Oh,
stream within a
same.
month.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I've
super
been able to do
excited.
that too.
I will be streaming again tomorrow evening slash night with Monster Hunter Wild, so hopefully be able to see you guys there for that.
Yeah, it does. I would like to make partner, but I'm not going to do a partner push until I feel like I'm getting close. I still need to work on maintaining double digits of regular viewers.
I hear you.
So, but yeah, no, I'm so happy for you, Sketchy. Yay.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
All right. And then you gave a thing. So, I think you gave. Did you give a character growth moment? I know you did a learn thing. My brain's spacing.
Yes, that character growth was noting and really appreciating that internal beauty for Ray and Abby.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you can have the 2 bonus XP, so a total of 4 XP for tonight.
Hey.
And finally, for last of our players, Looney Tooney. Tell us, who are you playing? Where can we all find you? What is something that uh, your character has learned and or a character growth moment?
Hello, I am Looney Tooney. You can find me as shown below at my Twitch and on Blue Sky under the name Looney Toon Lagoon. And the person who I play is well, Ray, as you probably have heard from the remainder of these other people, is that yeah, she's been throwing some shit. But with what she learned is she could use what she has now as an ability to help others. She knows now that her old life, as stated, is burned to cinders, and that she can use now her basically 1 foot in the death and 1 foot in the terms unlife to help the others understand that, hey, you might not see these people anymore, but just know that they're around you and they're trying to keep you in a supportive role. Then, along with the fact that she, under the guise of Abby having no memories, she's trying her best. She's trying her best to understand that Abby does not remember her past life, but she's making it very clear that she herself does not want her past life being brought up, even though that she has a very valuable contact. Yeah, that's it. So how much XP did me, Calvin, and and Pavana get? Because I know you forgot to give us the XP there, Spooter. Spooter, we cannot hear you if you are trying to speak.
I muted my mic. That's
Yeah,
my
for
bad.
some reason. Yeah.
But no. So okay. So um, that was just a character growth moment. So that is 3 total XP, and I did in fact give Sketchy and Pyrrha their XP already.
Yeah.
I must not have heard the numbers being said. I apologize.
It's okay. I believe Pyrrha got 3, and then Sketchy got 4, and then you have 3. Yeah, no, my bad, Orison, but thank you for the follow, by the way. But with that, that is all of our players for today. Jay had to leave because he was seepy. He was so seepy. And I feel that. I'm also getting kind of seepy. But I am Pink Spooter. I am your storyteller for tonight, playing this this chronicle that I hope that all of you guys are enjoying listening to, and that I hope that all my players continue to enjoy playing in. I'm also very happy with like how much was learned with little effort on my part. You guys did all that work for me. It was great. I gave you like some nudges here and
tried.
there, but like you guys kind of did that yourselves, and it was great. I got to bull crap a few things. Like the bracelet was not planned.
There you go.
I was just
I
like,
did not
man,
have
you
a plan
rolled
for the
well,
description of that girl.
huh?
I did not have a plan for the description of the girl. I was not ready, but at the same time, I know that since I like doing tabletop RPGs, that I'm gonna have to get really good at just like pulling stuff like that out of just off the dome.
I mean, I was fully prepared to make
Improv.
up something if you really didn't want to. Um, but I was gonna let you since it was one of your customers and stuff. But yeah, you did a good job. But yeah, no, I am the Pink Spooter. I normally stream every Thursday, Friday, and I try to get Saturdays in. Sometimes I miss it, but I do try to do Saturdays. Thursdays and Fridays is always usually between 7:30 and 8 EST, like PM EST. Um, Tomorrow I'll be playing Monster Hunter with Raziel, who is my fiance, and Sketchy over here, as you guys ended up seeing the in moment planning for. But yep,
You know I'll be there tomorrow, Spooter.
yes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to have fun sitting down and trying to figure out what the fudge am I going to do for you guys next week. Because I have the overarching story kind of figured out. I know how most of the characters' plot points are either connected to the story as a whole or connected to each other, if not both. Um, there's only one that I'm still kind of figuring out, but like same thing for your command. Yeah, no, it's so hard to do sometimes. Um, but like I've got the overarching thing, and one of them I figured out yesterday while I was driving home. I was like, oh shoot, I could tie these things together, but man, that revelation's probably not gonna come for like at minimum 4 or 5 sessions. And even then, I don't know if it's going to be that soon. So that's like a distance away. I need to figure out the here and now. But yeah, I was at least able to improv a next destination, so I've got something to focus on at least. But yeah, you guys can find me here on Twitch as Pink Spooter, spelled with 2 zeros rather than O's because it was taken. But every other social should be Pink Spooter with 2 O's instead of zeros, and they're like lowercase. I've got a YouTube, I've got a Blue Sky, and then my Twitch. I have a Discord. I could post that here in the chat so you guys can follow that. These chronicles, so like if you got here like super late, that's totally fine. I'm uploading all of these onto YouTube. They'll go up live every Wednesday, like probably 4 p.m. EST, so that way you guys can watch it the day before to catch up with the session. These campaigns we're going to try to make happen every Thursday at 7:30 EST, as I've stated earlier. I hope to see you guys then. I'll go ahead and drop my stuff real quick.
I have one revelation that hit me earlier. Anyone else notice that there's an angel and a demon in this party?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I thought about that from from when Spooter told me like the full name would be like Raziel the Angel. I was like, oh, this is gonna be absolutely lovely.
And you guys get along so well, so take that how you will.
If we're gonna go with the classification of everybody here, so we got a person who's a plant, a person who's a spider, a person who's a demon, a person who's an angel, and a person who's personified of technology.
Yeah, we got like a lot of opposites here. We're a pretty diverse group of VTubers.
Technically, I'm not a
Opposite
person.
attract.
I feel like I'm the only one here that's
Thank
like a
Ed.
technical middle ground. Because, like, the plant person and then the AI, that's Looney and Pyrrha. And then you have a demon and an angel. And then I'm just here, an anthropomorphic spider.
And then you have Jay, who's
We
not a
try.
furry.
Yeah.
Hashtag not a furry.
It's the furry.
I'm still uncertain if I classify in the furry category, but I just categorize myself as a monster girl and call it good.
Side note, I think I have figured out Kira's greatest weakness.
What's that?
All of those things that have you checkmark a box that say, "Are you human?"
Those are the worst. No, I just giggle every time I fill them in. I go hee 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 click.
Are you not a robot?
Are you human?
Yeah, well,
You
technically
think
I'm
I
not.
am.
Yeah,
As
by the
far as
way,
you know.
Scooter, I am going to design a idea that I had for Ray being like accepting, like when I know it's probably not going to be soon, but there's going to be an outfit change later on with her, and I'm going to push it towards you because I want to design it now before
Okay.
like and not at the moment when it happens.
Okay.
Because yes.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Wait, who'd be nicer than Miss Anity? Also, I'm not sure I do know who that is.
I think I'm showing you guys the poses. The pose I'm going to be using for it. May as well.
Oh, me? Yeah, I don't know who Miss Anity is, but thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment that I'm nicer. I try to be nicer. I use my Halloween
We're gonna
PNG. I'm
search
not
up
really this devious looking or
that name.
seductive. What, Looney?
I am going to search up who Miss Anity is.
Ah.
Oh! Yeah, no.
Check out Crypt TV.
Yeah, no, it is, it is. What the fuck?
Oh, now I gotta search.
Oh, don't
Alright.
worry, I got a picture!
Oh, okay,
Well,
send me that
I'm
picture.
gonna dip out because I gotta get ready for the sleep.
Yeah, I probably need a dip too, but I want this picture first.
It's like gross. Ugh. Don't, just don't. I'm saving you. Don't.
Or don't search.
Don't search it up. Do not look at images. Just don't.
I'm even more curious
no.
now.
Don't. I swear, you will it will ruin you.
I've seen some weird stuff.
Trust me.
I have fallen in that rabbit hole of like
Imagine
gore.
a woman who has insect-like eyes molding into her flesh, and the front two legs are her arms, and their spider legs crawling up her back while she's in a schoolgirl outfit.
Cool.
And she
What's
is
it say?
50 years old.
Huh. The 50-year-old part is the one that got me.
That's why I'm telling you, don't search it up.
We'll see. I can't promise that my morbid
Not the worst.
curiosity isn't going to get the best of me.
I've seen it. All right, well, I'm going to run because
I'm going
I need to find a hot dog to eat.
and
I'm
num nums.
hungry,
You hunger.
and I've got another dog that needs to go outside. So I'm getting poked now. So
Getting poked by the
Getting
doggo
pooped.
to go
My limit.
outside.
Booped by the snoot.
I'm getting poked by the cone.
The cone.
So I'm being told it is outside time. Stop what you are doing. So
Wrap things up. Give me the attention that I
exactly.
require.
It's like the hook. Let me out. Showtime's over.
Night, Arthine. Night.
Yeah, night. Thank you for the follow. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Alright.
But yeah, I will see you guys next week, and I will sit down and, try to be better about planning things. I got real lucky about how well it worked out today.
We all had an idea in mind.
Well, it helps that you guys are all good with role playing with each other. There's good chemistry here. It feels like.
Hey, one of the best parts about doing tabletop RPGs is the power of improvisation.
I feel like the power
And
of
the ability to be
streaming in
like,
general.
yeah, I'm gonna just roll with it.
I feel like that's the thing with streaming in general, because we have to be entertaining. We play games and be like, have to come up with witty banter on the spot.
While dealing with
Or-
technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Yes,
while dealing with
difficulties.
technical difficulties. While dealing with Pyrrha's minion Scuff coming in and trying to sabotage us, because how dare we stream
Oh yes,
instead of
did I tell
Pyrrha-
you
Pyrrha.
guys? I'll tell it over tomorrow, but Scuff made me and a friend of mine, Silver, 20 minutes of Scuff,
It's wonderful.
and we didn't even stream yet.
She knew. She knew.
Just knew.
That's when you need to go into Pyrrha's server and yell at her in the Discord, because she's
Oh, that's
apparently
what I
active in
did.
the Discord.
Why?
Yeah.
We'll handle it
Why do you
in
need to yell
post.
at me?
No, it's
I'll
Scuff.
handle it in post.
Oh, Scuff.
Yeah, just Scuff.
Yeah.
Remember that time I yelled at you for Scuff?
No, I didn't mean my Discord. I meant Pyrrha's Discord.
Oh, I don't have Pyrrha's Discord.
Yeah, she has Scuff active in her Discord.
Just
Yeah, Scuff will
Scuff!
talk to you in the Discord.
I had to tell her to call me Spooter because she kept calling me Spoo.
Spoo!
Just SPOO,
Yeah.
just Spoo. And I'm just like, it's an interesting nickname.
Spoo!
We'll
One of
circle
these
back around to
days-
that. Let's go ahead and do the
Yeah, we'll
outros.
wrap
That way we don't pull what we did last week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
go on
the
for like a
talk
whole
was
other
like
hour
an
just
hour.
chatting.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Alright. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, good night.
It's been a great night, everybody. Stay sassy, stay classy, and have a good night.
And make sure the ladybugs don't bite. Night night!
I hope you guys had a wonderful time in my web for the night. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.